Nerd culture rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd culture rise up. It could get elevated.
Hey guys, Future Kyle here for you people that are watching the YouTube video, and give you a little spoiler alert. Somebody forgot to hit record on the Zoom video side. Maybe me. And so for the first roughly, I'm going to say probably 20 minutes or so, there is no video to go with this episode. Those guys that listen just on the audio, they're not going to know this happened. But you guys watch the video and you see things. So just a little heads up, there is video later on in the episode, and you guys will be able to catch it then. So thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, oh, burr, yeah. Sushi gang, oh. Yeah, Lil Guyver on the mic. Yeah. Sushi game, oh. Oh. K-Sig on the beat. Yeah. Sushi gang, 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 sushi gang. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we're doing something about sushi. I believe that was a movie. There's something about sushi.
There's something about sushi.
I believe that was a movie. So I enjoyed it. There was
how
a point,
Sushi got his groove back.
yeah, how sushi got his groove back.
shit.
Like, I believe that there's at one point the girl got the salmon roe in her hair and it was sticking up.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Just like
thought it
There's
was
something about
wasabi.
sushi. Yes. So that was wasabi. No, that was the that was another sushi summer. So if you didn't figure it out, we're interviewing someone today, maybe
Yep.
by the name of Sushi. So let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40 something year olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys can catch us also, or might know us also, from online on the Twitches as Guyver Unit 01, GYVERUNT01. The guy over here to the next of me. And I stream under KSIG, that's K_SIG. We typically hit Saturday nights. We play a lot of indie horror games.
That are $5 or less.
$5 or less. That's the limit. We don't go over that shit unless we do go over it, then it happens.
And then I'll buy it for him.
Like sugar daddy. And then
boy.
but we do that, and then off and on throughout the week as schedules allow, because we're both fucking old and we have kids. So
And I'm in my busy season.
and he is in his busy season. And so yeah, we also have a special guest today that also streams.
Who's our special guest? We have a real hot mic tonight. Real hot mic.
He's got a hot mic.
We got a hot mic. Real hot mic.
So we have with us tonight, down below me here on the video, if you guys are watching on the YouTubes, Mr. SushiFishNinja.
Woo!
Welcome to the show.
Howdy. Thanks for having me, boys.
Voice
Excited
of
to have
God
you.
there.
That's fucking sultry, just morning smooth jazz voice.
Sex on Twitch
just-
is what it
Yes,
is.
I know. I may have to change my seat out. But
I'm not
we,
going to be able to stand here for about 20 minutes. I'll be good
we have
after
a-
that.
we have like an interesting little thing we're looking at here, and we'll we'll get into the meat of it during the show. But Mr. Sushi down here is a former musician who has transitioned over to Twitch, and it seems like that's kind of a trend right now. So we're going to dive into that a little bit. And he graciously decided to. I think we tricked him, actually. Like,
We're good trickers.
Yeah.
That's how I got married, is I tricked people.
Isn't that how most people get married? You just trick them.
Oh, I had to do way more tricking than a normal person.
You turned
do
so
a lot of
many
extra
tricks
stuff.
just to-
Yeah, we don't talk about that. It was long. The list is long and dirty and
Called wearing
not
them down.
varied. But
Yeah.
you do what you can.
You do what you can.
Yeah, we thought this episode would be cool. There is a lot of musicians on Twitch now. There's musicians that have transitioned over to Twitch, like Sushi here, and a couple more of our friends that we'll maybe talk about having on at some point in the future. There's also a lot of musicians that are still touring, still playing as they can, and I guess more often as COVID's letting up, that are also streamed quite often. Like, and what I'm thinking of is like, Matt Heafy of Trivium, Jared Dines, who is just a phenomenal YouTuber. You have Johnny from Highly Suspect, Herman Lee from Dragon Force. All these guys are out on Twitch, like on the regular right now, and so it'll be interesting. I was wanting to kind of get Sushi's take on it, how his background, and then transitioning over to Twitch, and just probably a lot of bullshittery is going to come out of this. So I hope you guys
Most
enjoy it, because I
definitely.
think it'll be fun.
So, as Kyle said, this is Mr. Sushi. Mr. Sush. Not Harry fucking Diggler. Fucking, and I can say that because Harry hasn't fucking listened to us in a while, so he hasn't caught up with our...
Oh, little
may
bitch
listen
doesn't
to
know
this
what's up.
Well, little known fact, Horny Harry was one of our sponsors for a while. He has all sorts of different products. Like he had a car wash. What was it? What was the first one? Horny Harry's Buckshot.
We had some antler mounting services sponsored by Horny Harry, and
Yeah,
back when we were doing a lot
waxes those
of
antlers.
Hunter Call the
Fuck yeah, he
Wild.
does.
So we do that. But Sushi, why don't you give us a little intro of yourself, who you are, who is Sushi, what's your background?
Alrighty, well, my name is SushiFishNinja. I'm a full-time content creator on Twitch. Used to be a full-time touring musician for about 10 years. Swapped over basically after the fact that I found out people could play video games and other people like dig that. And I was like really interested in doing that. And then took the kind of the front man-esque, like I get to look at me, I get to do all kinds of stupid shit. And then I got to turn a camera on and then continue to do that, but then also play games and be a little dork about shit that I like doing.
That's fucking awesome. And that was actually one of the reasons Kyle wanted you on the show, was because he goes, dude, well, I remember when I was first getting into the scene, what was it, Kyle, November-ish?
November, like right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas. And, he's like, come watch my stream. Got bored as shit watching him. And he's like, there's someone who's actually really good.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to you. That's when I started my subs to you.
No shit.
I need to get into your Discord too.
Yeah, pop in there, bro.
But Sushi is phenomenal. Not only does he fucking pay attention to his chat, which is not... I've been in some channels where those big content creators, full-time content creators, they don't pay attention to you at all. And they don't... There's something about when you go into Sushi's stream, he makes you feel special. He recognizes who you are because you popped in to say hi. Or, I'll throw some biddies out there for him, and he thanks you for him. And you don't see that with a lot of these bigger streamers.
I feel so attacked right now.
You ignore me half the time, so you can go to hell.
Well, like to the effect of like the bigger guys, like I had something crazy interesting happen to me like a couple of weeks ago, where I had a very large content creator invite me to come play video games with them, and my chat was flying with alerts and people coming in and following, people coming in and chatting and talking and saying hi from like so and so and everything. Right. And it was impossible to read chat. Now, it wasn't something that I couldn't have done by any means. I've looked back on it 100 times and gone, I could have done that. Mm-hmm. But I was also in like Discord call with 8 other content creators on top of this large content creator, where it's like, you have to kind of divide yourself, so to speak. In that circumstance, you kind of make a decision. And I saw a couple people in that Discord call that were muting and then they'd unmute eventually and that sort of thing. And I did my best to kind of balance back and forth. But the larger guys, it just flies to where like you get to look at one thing and then you pick out that thing. It's like, do you make a comment about it? Because if that person replies, you're not going to see it.
Right.
Or do you just look and then just let chat kind of be like a ticket feed of like, they say something, you see it, run with it, go off it, say some stuff, continue doing what you're doing. But there is absolutely like no connectivity. There's a thank you maybe. And most of the time it's for like donations, not like a 32-month resub or some shit like that. Like it's not, there's no connectivity. There's no like, thank you so much. Like, I'm so stoked you're here. Like, what's up, man? How's your day? Like, there's none of that. Absolutely.
Not like with the big guys when they have just clink, 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 sub only chat and that shit. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Which I can kind of understand that, but again, not taking away from Sushi at all. Go into his stream, check it out. We're gonna give you links in this too.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna talk about his fucking stream because it's amazing. But like I said, I immediately felt connected to his stream. I felt connected to Sushi, not in a creepy way like I am in like
You're not
5
gonna
other
say that on the
states.
show anyway.
Well,
I have DMs that say otherwise.
I'm not allowed to be around like, 5 places within 200 feet, but we're going, that's another show. Mostly the spam factory. But it's just really fucking cool going into Sushi's channel, and he really knows how to talk to his audience, and that's what's cool.
I just have a lot of respect for my audience is really what it is. It's a time thing,
Mhm.
like you work a full-time job and you come home, you big chilling, said hi to the wife, kiss the fucking dog, grab a bite to eat, some shit, and you're kicking it on your phone or you're sitting on your computer or whatever. Even if it's like 10 minutes or it's like the remainder of stream or whatever, like you're giving me that time. You're not getting paid for that. You could be doing all kinds of other shit. Maybe you couldn't be, but you chose to be there, whether you're being there and active and attentive or you're just there like kicking it and like just watching shit and just hanging out. Like you made an active choice. You had to click a lot of buttons to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
The least I could do is be like appreciative of that, because like there's I don't know, there's like fucking 20 billion goddamn people on the website that do relatively the same shit, that you know what I mean, like you're somehow in the world of getting into my chat. You made it in there, you enjoyed yourself, you made a return. So yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna be very welcoming. I'm gonna be very sincere about anything that you do in the chat, whether you've never gave a bit or subbed or anything. If you follow and you come and hang out, I'm gonna be so fucking thankful for that.
Yeah,
Which is amazing.
I think that's the key. Like I've watched you for a while and a bunch of the other guys, and that was, and I've told some of them also, like privately in DMs or in chats or whatever, that like I got going and I tried for like months and months, like stream to one person, 2 people, maybe if I was lucky. And I was about to give up, and then watching you guys, and I was like, that's how, like, I can do that. I was pretty laid back, and I'm still fairly laid back, I think. Like I'm not like a super hype guy, but I watch you guys and like shamelessly steal some ideas here and there with just like,
we stole them somewhere too, dog. You're cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, just with
we
the conversation
saw it somewhere too.
The conversation with chat and stuff, and just take that and try to make your own and make chat feel engaged, and like you said, make them feel like they're excited, like we're excited for them to be there.
Yeah, it's not an expectation. Yeah, it's not an expectation for you to be there. Like, I think that also comes with like maybe I'm a little blessed. Like I'm literally almost guillotining my toe off with my headphone cable. That was scary. I was really panicking there. It's not just my foot got stuck, dude. It scared me. I think I got a lot of respect for that from playing shows. Because I remember streaming Overwatch to me and my cell phone and my tablet in the living room. I remember asking people who are my IRL friends to go watch me on Twitch. And this was, I think I've been a streamer for 4 years. So Twitch was very different 4 years ago. Like I'm talking, this is before Ninja. It was like fucking Ninja Humegalol. Like nobody knew who the fuck that guy was unless you were a fan of Halo or something. You know the fuck that guy is. This was well before that. Overwatch was the absolute most dominant thing on the platform next to CSGO. That was it. That was Twitch back then. Like most people probably can't even think of that era. But I remember getting an opportunity, like somebody came into chat and was just talking to me, and I looked over, I was like, holy shit, hi, like just talking to them. And all of a sudden, like 15 people were in there because they were just like cruising around with like a bunch of their friends. Like it's the same thing with playing shows. You could do all this work and talk about it and post it everywhere and all this shit and show up in 3 people standing there. And there's only one guy close to you, close to the stage, and the other 2 are in the back, like talking to each other and playing with their fucking phone while you're up there. Don't like doing your all to then drive home 4 hours away from where it was you were.
let's back into that a little bit. Like, what got you into music?
That's a
Like,
great transition. He natural transition right there.
Mhm. It's like he was looking at the show notes. He knew
Something
Real
about that, man.
weird.
he wanted to go here.
Music was so interestingly enough, I grew up in a small town called Trenton, Ohio. Very, very small. You can look it up on a map and you laughable. It is a 35 mile an hour blink and you're from one side of the town to the other and it's gone. There wasn't, metal. There wasn't any of that. It was very like hip hop bullshit. Like that was kind of a lot of the people that were around. That was kind of the whole thing of it. And we had a venue called the Fisherman's Club and a buddy of mine got invited to go. He wanted to take me. So I was like, sure, let's go do it. Never listened to any like hardcore music, metal music, nothing, none of that. And we go in and it's a small, very small room. And I can't remember the name of the band. They had a song called like 12. It was like 12 Gauge Massacre or something like that. I know that's a band, but they had a song called that too. Maybe that was the band. I don't remember. But it was insane. I got to see moshing for the first time. I saw all kinds of stuff. And I was like, this is so cool. I left. The guy that was running the show, his name was Q, who then later became a very a very strong pillar of a person in my music career. He gave me, I had 2 stacks of CDs that fit over both of my fingers. And I walked all the way back home with both of those stacks of CDs. And me and my buddy, we spilled all of our CDs on the floor and we put them all in this little radio thing. And we played Skate 2 until like 2 p.m. the next day, listening to every one of those CDs. And I think it was like 3 weeks after that, he was like, let's start a band. I was like, I don't know how to play any instruments. He's like, what do you think you know how to do? I was like, I think vocals are pretty cool. Like maybe I could try that. I was dog shit at that. But then I looked around to try to figure it out. If anybody out there knows who the Scream Queen is, she taught me all kinds of shit. Shout out to her. I can't remember her actual name, but her YouTube videos were fucking perfect. And we slowly started just playing stupid, shitty songs in the basement until we had what we thought was an album or a set list essentially before we could play out.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So how old were you when?
16, maybe.
So young.
Yeah.
Typical band starting age.
Yeah. I was I had to be fresh 16 for sure.
All I'm picturing as you're telling this story is a young Sushi. And then it's like in the movies, all the music's all of a sudden drowned out and heaven's light comes down upon you, just on your eyes as they get really wide.
Oh God.
You know what
dude.
I'm talking about? Like those scenes of movies?
I absolutely know what you mean.
And then
It's like a come to God moment kind of thing.
Yes. And all you're hearing is your future. And that's all you're hearing for the next 3 days straight. You go to school and your teacher's talking to you. It's like, Sushi! Answer to number 5!
It was a lot of my parents are both at work and I'm standing in my living room trying not to blow my vocal cords out, trying to figure out how the fuck I'm supposed to do it. We played our first show and I had my back turned to the crowd the entire time. I was terrified. Public speaking was a nightmare. I skipped school 17 times to not do a stand up and talk to address the class thing.
Really?
Dude, I was a hermit. I did not like making friends. I did not like talking to people. I did not like random conversation, none of that. And I really think just my identity, I have to thank for the fact that I played or that I skateboarded, which helped me make friends with people because it's really fun to skateboard with groups of people. And then playing music helped me feel like I was kind of a badass because I would look at it as a thing of not everyone does this and not everybody really can. You got to kind of figure out you got to figure out your instrument or whatever the fuck it is. You got to put work into it. So this is kind of cool. This is kind of a thing that not a lot of people I know how to do.
So what was your vocal style? Was it more clean? Was it scream, guttural, growl?
It was, I would say guttural. Not I don't really know how to explain it. I got compared to a lot of people, but the thing that I carried with me always was people said that they could understand me. A lot of people said that they could always understand everything I was saying. I enunciated really well. I was very clear. I didn't do it. I wasn't doing pig squeal shit. I wasn't doing super growly stuff or anything like that, but I just made sure that it was very clear and I was consistently like doing exactly that.
Like me as a fan, that's something I can really appreciate, is like when I can hear it. 'Cause I still really love the other shit. We're like, you gotta listen to this. This is so awesome. I'm like, what are they saying? Like, I got no fucking clue, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, like Lorna
You know?
Shore, like I'm just in it for like that dude sounds insane, and the band, like I love the riffs and the drums and shit, so I'm super listening to that. But I'm not listening to him until he's like almost summoning a demon for a breakdown. I'm like
it
what
could be the
fuck
fucking
is
hokey
that?
pokey for all we
dude,
know.
I
And
have no idea what he's saying.
it sounds cool.
It's like, so to me, all I can think of is like those on Beavis and Butthead when they were doing the videos for those metal bands, the heavy metal bands, and they couldn't understand it, but they're like, yeah.
Come to Butthead.
Oh fuck, I love Beavis and Butthead. Holy shit. I used to watch it with my dad all the time.
It was
I tell people that
amazing.
all the time with that style of, like, people are like, oh, you're not like rock. I don't like metal because it's too heavy. Like that style of stuff is like super heavy, super either growly or guttural or screaming. Right? Like, go listen to it live, and you will
Go
appreciate
listen to it live.
so much more.
And even like my style is becoming pretty normalized for like radio. It's not like the full song, but it's definitely like in hooks or in the beginnings or ends of songs where it's to convey emotion or something like that, where you have a couple lines of a guy like screaming. Maybe it's just one word or something like that, but you are hearing it more over in the maybe the last like 4 years or so. You are starting to hear more and more like kind of like breakdown-y beats and shit. Like I've heard a lot of stuff. What was that fucking song? Who made that Rat song?
That's Ghost.
Ghost. Okay, there's at the end of that song,
Ghost.
dude. At the end of that song in Rats, bro, I almost like punched my fucking headrest off my passenger seat. Like it is gnarly.
Mhm.
But then the rest of their catalog, I'm like, I don't fucking like any of this. But I don't know what you guys were doing with that, but that was disgusting.
Like, talking about like the last 4 years, so there's probably been a change. I would say there's been a change over last 4 to 12 to where now you have your clean chorus where you used to have the heavy chorus. You know what I mean? You had the clean vocals
Absolutely.
up to the chorus, and then it was all "Brah." But now it's like the style is flipped.
Oh,
where
even
it's
when we were
heavy,
touring,
heavy,
it was
heavy,
like that.
heavy, and then super clean vocals, and it's the same dude. And like, how does that come out of that, and also come out of that?
That has always been the most impressive to me. I think that's like Super Saiyan fucking God shit when you can scream and you can sing and they're both good. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Like
I
what's
can't
her
even
name?
touch
That's
that
red,
shit.
Kyle, that's red mode.
Red Mode.
Super Saiyan God, that's red mode.
Instinct, yeah, dude, fucking that's instinct, bro. When you can fucking sing and
Oh, he's
scream
going ultra
Yeah.
instinct.
and
Yep.
you can fucking switch back and forth and you don't have somebody like helping you, like fuck off, you're so talented.
I think
It
of like
drives me crazy.
what's her name? Tatiana from Ginger.
Yeah,
can-
dude, she's nuts, bro. Holy
Dude,
fuck.
I'll link you up on that, Chris. It's
Yeah,
and
hit
she
me
just
up.
it's
It'll blow your mind.
It's,
Like you're gonna look at it and go, what's about to happen here? And then it's just
and it's one
whoa.
take.
See,
The
it's-
one I'll send you is the one take where
One
she
take.
changes over. It's nuts.
See, I listen to everything, you name it, like 80s to, new wave to rap to
K-pop.
metal to a lot of K-pop lately.
K-pop's rad, dude.
A lot of BTS and Blackpink lately.
Oh, stop.
I got a 10-year-old daughter too.
Hey, okay, that's fair.
That's my fucking excuse, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you throw that out there. That's your scapegoat right
That's
there.
my
reason. That's the
scapegoat.
excuse.
I'm like, yeah, no, they suck. Yeah.
Yeah, don't look at my
Dynamite,
don't look at my Spotify right now on the last 15 songs I played.
No, hey, it's completely fine. But then like the
Or his
best concert
Beat
I've
Saber
ever
high
went to
score,
was like
so.
Oh my God.
was Tool, seeing them live, and like
I've never gotten a chance to do that still.
oh, that was one of the best time. That was the first and only time I got high from Contact High, and we didn't.
Oh,
It was
fuck yeah.
me and one of my best friends, Chris. It was Adney. We were there and we didn't know we were high till we were laying out in my parents' yard, and we were really fucking hungry
Oh, you
after
guys
the
got
concert.
flipped. Holy shit.
Completely. It was
I would
a
have
great
paid good
concert.
money to see that because I know that Chris too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
That would have been
It was
Great.
nuts. I'm like, you want Taco Bell? It is fourth meal.
Dude, fuck. You know what's interesting though? I was talking about the different genres of music and stuff and listening to it. I don't know many like metal or hardcore musicians that can talk about like their writing style and say the stuff that they've listened to, but the like hip hop was actually like a large inspiration to me for
Really?
writing lyrics. Yes. Because I didn't like to write things that just didn't make any fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I was very much like storytelling because I kind of always was thinking about when we wrote songs, you know, what could the music video really look like for this? Does this make any sense? Like story, like if you're reading the lyrics, does it make any sense? Or is it just a bunch of like single lines that sound cool?
Right.
Like what is it that I'm actually looking at or like writing here? Like a lot of our best songs I wrote in like 10 minutes just because I would think about it and go, this sounds fucking cool. And I'd write it down. But like the hip hop style of writing, which is so grandiose. I mean, there's so much to that. The precision on like understanding what it is being said, and the storytelling part of that is what I enjoyed the most. That's what helped me write and try to be like enunciated and things like that, so people could hear me and understand.
So
You had that hip hop / new metal influence that
We never wrote music like that though. Like I think our first successful album had a lot of like political takes and stuff like that, but it was all like kind of undercut shit. Like we weren't really, we weren't doing like Rage Against the Machine shit on stage or anything like that. But we also just made shit like how we want. We had a song about smoking weed. We had a song about political injustice both in the States and abroad. We had a song about suicide prevention. We had I think we had what the fuck was that one song? Oh, we had a song about like breakups, like how you like it's the vicious cycle of not being able to like get out of a breakup and you keep going back with the same person over again.
Right.
We wrote about all kinds of stuff, and it was genre like it was across the board kind of thing. Like you could listen to one that would be considered like pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
You could listen to one that's like hardcore. You could listen to one that's metal. You could listen to one that's got more like a singing chorus than not. Like you could there's more singing to it than there is like vocals and shit, like screaming vocals. Like we had a lot of stuff like.
Okay, so Sushi, when you were writing your songs,
Mm-hmm.
you said a lot was based off of hip hop musical influence.
My writing style, yes.
Writing style. Okay, what were your songs about? Like, what did you pull from?
A lot. You know what's funny, man, that you asked that? That's kind of like a big lead into kind of why I stopped writing music in general. I wrote about a lot of shit that was going on in my life. Up to like 18 to like 23,
Mm-hmm.
you can really think back and be like, there was so much happening, but like not really. But there was just a lot of shit emotionally that I like to write about.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a song about one of our bandmates who fucking irked the piss out of me. He has no idea that he used to sing a song about himself all the fucking time. Never, still to this day, it's my favorite. One of my favorite things I'll take to my grave. Makes me laugh. I told some of my bandmates when I left that song was about them, and they were like, "No fucking way." I was like, "Yup, that's about him," and he fucking sucks. It's my favorite. It's absolutely my favorite. He still has no fucking clue. But like, I just kind of I wrote about shit that was happening to me. So like, I had at the time, like we were talking about the relationship one, like kind of in and out of that relationship. I was back and forth with some chick for like a while that was really bugging me, and it was really just affecting me. Like it was one of those things, like she called me on tour and said she didn't want me to be on tour anymore. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Et cetera, like making shit difficult. And while now I would be like, go fuck yourself and hang up the phone, then I was like, I really like this chick and I really want her to be happy. Blah, 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 blah. And then writing about, way back in the day still, when we were writing shit like this, we were still talking about the injustice of, refugees that were coming into the country,
Mm-hmm.
the LGBT community, the African-American community, like the way we saw things we were young, but we understood what we were talking about.
Right.
And we knew that we didn't like it. Like we just didn't like the way that it was done and the way things were happening and things, so we wrote about shit like that. We had a lot of people that were very close to us that had a lot of depression issues. We had a lot of people that had committed suicide, whether it was self-inflicted or if it was, pills or something like that. Like we had a lot of shit like that. So we wrote a song about that. It was just, it never wasn't something that like we connected to, that we didn't connect to. It was always something that like we connected on, that all of us connected on, not just like one of us, not just me. It was something that we all, because I wanted everybody to feel like, you're playing this song for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
not because we wrote it.
I like that.
That's really fucking cool.
Because I feel like that keeps you from being bored. You know, that keeps you from hating the song, from not wanting to play it anymore. Because when it loses meaning to you, like, you don't want to do it. That's the same thing with video games. Once you're done with a video game, if somebody told you like, well, no, you have to play it for like another 120 hours, you'd fucking hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd fucking hate it. If you were like, I don't want to play this anymore, I want to play this. They're like, no, you have to play that. You're like, no. It's absolutely the same thing with music. And it absolutely would affect live shows 110%. Because then that song comes up on the set list. Somebody says, all right, well, this is this song. Well, let's fucking, and it gets into it. And then you're just like,
so you could definitely, so the audience could definitely feel the change in the energy.
Absolutely, they could. Especially as hard as we brought it and kept it, you'd see it dip for sure.
I've never thought of it that way.
Did you rotate those songs out eventually when you realized like, okay, it's just not there?
Really, like we kind of looked at set list stuff more as like where we're gonna be. If we were playing somewhere that we had played before, it was really easy to figure out like the kind of bands and stuff that they're used to seeing, or the bands that we're playing with that night. If we're playing with a bunch of fucking slammers, we wouldn't play anything that was relatively soft at all. It would be a lot of load on me. Like, it'd be a lot of fucking like, there's not gonna be a lot of singing tonight. We're just throwing down. It is a fucking throw your body at all costs situation. Like, we're going fucking hard tonight. Or if we were playing with some bands that were a little lighter, you know, so it had some singy song shit, like we could chill out and kind of be more of a, like, try to get the crowd involved kind of thing. Like, we did a My Chemical Romance cover that we would pull out if we had some singy songy bands and shit that were on stage, or if we had like a lot of people who we, you know, you kind of read the crowd a little bit. We'd throw down on that.
Oh, that's cool.
For reference, Chris, My Chemical Romance is not super heavy. I didn't know if you.
Oh, well,
Just help me out, brother.
Well, you know, something about a black parade. That's fine.
Something about it, you know.
You know, you and your black parade, Kyle. Ooh. You leave me alone. They're heavy to me.
It's like, tell us a little bit about, you know, before we like dive back into the streaming side again. You know, you talked about different venues and things, and excuse me. So, like, tell us a little bit of like touring. Like, when did you start? What were you always with the same band? Were there different bands? Who'd you play with? If you want to talk about that, give us a little time, time frame and some history.
Touring was probably one of the coolest fucking things about playing music. It was something I never really like thought about it. It wasn't something that was like a goal, like a forefront goal. Weirdly enough, getting signed was the forefront goal. Stupidly, that was the, you know, when if you had a young kid who starts skateboarding, he wants to be a pro. He has no fucking idea what it takes to be a pro. He has no idea like how much commitment and shit that goes into that. Like, I was just like, I know how to do vocals and I want to be signed. Like, that was my attitude about it. And we didn't start touring until like I went to college for a day, and I got a gas station phone call. I was pumping gas in my car. I got a phone call, and I answered the phone, and it was my guitarist, who was like, we just got an email from a record label saying that they want to sign us. And I said, shut the fuck up. He goes, dead serious. He's like, send me the fucking email. I want to see this shit. Let's get to it. I saw that. I was like, fucking, I'm not going to school. Like, fuck that shit. Like, we're doing this, dude. So we got all of our ducks in a row, and we drove out to Chicago to go stay in a record studio. Now, this drive was, I don't know how many people know what a megabus is, but for like the one dude who knows what it is, we had to stuff 1, 2, 3 guitar cases, a drum bag, a cymbal stand, like a cymbal bag, 5 backpacks, and we had to carry all that shit on a megabus to then get inside of an Impala, where it was 4 people in the back seat, 1 laying across all of us, with all of our shit inside of the Impala, to then drive 2 hours to the studio, where then we had bunk beds and a leather couch to sleep on in negative 32-degree weather.
Jesus.
The studio engineer looked at me and said, he was telling me, he's like, you are not allowed to go outside. He's like, it'll ruin your vocal cords if you breathe. You cannot go outside. So I was not allowed to leave. I had people run to go get McDonald's for me every day.
So you were training for COVID.
Yeah, I mean, pretty fucking much, dude. Like, I watched what the fuck was that movie? This Is the End. I probably watched that movie 500 fucking times. and I played GTA a lot. And that was pretty much the encompassing part of it. Oh, and I was straight edge up until like that album came out. So like if you don't know what straight edge is, this is no drugs, no alcohol, that kind of jam. There's supposed to be no sex in that, but like I admitted that part because like not doing that. But no drugs, no alcohol. So what was at the end of the album was coming out, right? And like everybody was like rolling blunts and having cigars and like grabbing beers. And I was like, I got nothing to fucking celebrate. I got no way to celebrate this is happening. I can't celebrate with my boys. Like I can't do anything, but be like, yeah, cool, we did it. Like, don't get that near me. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking whack, dude. I didn't like that.
Shoot.
But the touring thing, man. So we started touring 2016, maybe, probably sooner than that. And we toured kind of all over the place. Texas is about as far south as we went. Temple, Texas, as far south as we went. St. Louis, we did. Iowa, fucking. We didn't go like all the way. You know, we didn't hit like Nevada or anything like that. Or no, yeah, we did. We toured a lot of places with a lot of different people, but a lot of the time it was solo. And we would be like the supporting package to a tour that's already happening. So we'd show up and be not the opener, but we'd be like the dudes who play right before like the band that you actually came here to play for, or you like paid to see. And then like we make a lot of our money on merch because we didn't have merch that was just set our fucking name on it over and over again. We had a guy who was designing a lot of our merch with like traditional tattoos.
Oh, cool.
So it'd be like traditional tattoo styles with like our name on it or something. Yeah, they were fucking sick. The stuff looked, I wish I had any of it because it was so cool. It all looked great.
Like, what would you say? So you said mostly you guys were kind of like supporting.
Yeah.
Did some opening stuff. What's the biggest band in your eyes that you shared a venue with?
Attila.
Cool.
That was absolutely the biggest. I think there was like 6,000 people at this fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It was fucking insane. It was wall to wall, like packed. There was a bunch of large bands on that too, but I can't remember the names of them. But Attila was like, that was huge. That was so fucking crazy. It was so many people, and it was so cool. Like we opened that night because we were the smallest band. For that show, and it was so crazy to walk out and see a bunch of people. You can hear them and they're like, is that so? Like they thought we were a different band. And then when we started playing and watching easily like thousands of kids not know who the fuck we were just go hard, we're like, yeah, dude, like we're fucking good. Like people dig the shit out of this, dude. Like they have no idea who we are. Yeah, they have no reason to like this other than the fact that it's fucking good.
Nice.
Is that the point you thought we made it?
No, actually, the point at which I thought we made it was, and it's so small time when you really dial it back and think about it, but like in the moment, we're in Wisconsin, we played a fucking dog shit venue. The fucking guy's like trying not to pay us. I'm telling him I'm gonna fucking beat his head in. He said he can't pay us. I said, you literally cannot leave this building until you put money in my hand. And I was like, and the fact that I've had to have this conversation with you, you have to give me that American flag on the wall. And he's like, I can't do that. I don't own this venue. I was like, I don't give a shit. We're past the what you can and can't do thing. You're gonna give me the flag. And he's like, I can't do that. And I was like, I put my hand out like this. I said, rock, paper, scissors for me, pussy. And he goes, he hit it. He didn't skip a beat. He fucking hit it. I won. I said, fuck yeah. I just turned around, grabbed the flag, tied it around my neck, and I said, I'll see you in 20 minutes, my fucking money, bitch. Walked around with that flag on me. Then we went out to the beach, like on the Great Lakes and shit. And there was a storm coming in. We're drinking a bottle of Fireball. It's like as big as my fucking torso. It's like a hilariously huge bottle. We're drinking that. A storm's rolling in. We're chilling on some rocks by a lighthouse that's slippery as fuck. Like we almost died. We saw a boat almost crash into the wall. And then like we slept on the street inside of the van across the street from the police station. And like woke up the next day to, it was so fucking hot and we were all hungover, and we woke up because they like a dump truck drove by, and we had left like all the doors open and shit. So like I woke up and looked, and there was just a dude on the back just hanging out, and he goes, "What's up, man?" It's like, fuck. I woke up from that. I was like, dude, this is fucking dope. Like, I love this shit. This is so rad. And it really, I mean, it was, dude. Like, that was the touring aspect of it. Like, we didn't make a lot of fucking money by any means. I put probably, I mean, several $1,000s into this. Easy. Like, I'm inching probably close to like $70,000 into the whole thing of it. Probably more than that. But every fucking bit of it, I think, was worth it. Like, it was great. As many headaches as it was, as many, times that I threw an entire kick drum at my guitar player's head, which is the one I wrote a song about because he was so fucking annoying. As many times as I tried to convince everybody to just leave him in this strange city because no one's gonna fucking look for him anyway. Who cares? Like, we'll fucking find another guy to play guitar and sing. Who fucking cares? And all of that aside, like, it was the most fucking fun up until like 4 years ago.
So all I'm picturing during this story is you with this flag around your neck, the storm rolling in, drinking Fireball, like standing here with this pose, just yelling at the storm with this Fireball whiskey.
Dude, I was sitting in the lifeguard's chair, the big ass that thing. I was sitting there, and my buddy was taking the bottle, and he has to take it with two hands. This guy go like this, and go, and he throw it out to me. I take it. It's like this. You gotta hold it like that. And I'd take it, and I'd fucking swig, and then I'd hold it over him, and I go, and I'd drop it, and then he'd catch it. You ever been super drunk and try to run on the sand? Like, it's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
It's so hard, dude. It's so hard.
Yeah, Kyle and I have both been there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was so difficult. I hated it.
Oh, that's awesome though. So what's funny is last week we did an interview with Erica Clash, who is a drag queen and an artist.
Yeah, Casey was telling me about this.
It was a great fucking interview. What I'm hearing is parallels almost of how you both had, sink so much money into it. You go to places, just trying to make it, you probably charge less than what you're worth.
Oh yeah.
And you'll do what you have to get your foot in the door, and then arguing with these guys, guys, girls, whoever, trying to get paid for what you did. And it's just so similar, like an artist thing.
So she had almost not an exactly similar story. I don't think there was a flag and things involved. But,
no, it was pretty parallel though.
But it was still the skeezy manager trying to, sketch out a pain, stuff like that. Like how it, yeah.
It's just really interesting to me, and it just shows, like, even if you have two completely opposite ways or methods of your art, it's all similar in the end.
I think that too, like the way you phrase it, I think that really resonated too with kind of my attitude on social media with paying your artist for whatever it is. I mean, I have a couple commissioned art pieces on my wall back here, and I was more than generous with tips. Same with like my tattoo artists and stuff. While a lot of my tattoos are like tour bangers and shit. Mm-hmm. And, I got really lucky. There's still, it's a lot of time. Like, my favorite, like, weird old Facebook fucking quote thing is like, you're not paying me for my knowledge. You're paying me for the time and the experience that it took me to be as fast as I am to be able to do the job that you're asking me to do. Mm-hmm. Like, you invited me out here to play this show, whether my manager hit you up or not, you invited me out to come play this show. Maybe I didn't bring anybody because nobody knows who the fuck I am. I still drove all the way out here to play a show, to entertain people who then were entertained, who then will leave this place knowing that they had a great time at this venue and will return, whether it's to see me or not. They will put money back in your hand. So you're gonna fucking pay me. Mm. You're going to. Like, I stood on a dude's car with a cinder block over his windshield. And I was like, you better fucking hope somebody in my band gets money from you, dude, because I'm not leaving this spot until the cops tase me off your car or somebody gets paid. And I sat there like this with a cinder block in my hand. And every time he'd come outside, I'm like, still here, bud. What's up? Do you pay anybody? And he'd walk back inside. Like, I probably stood there for like 2 hours.
Wow.
Because I heard immediately after we played, I heard yammerings of people like saying that the dude like wasn't trying to pay. I was like, oh, you don't get to leave then. There's no way. we can't go home. Like we can't go anywhere from here unless we get paid. Like we can get like halfway to the next spot. You have to fucking pay us. That's the other thing too, man. Like it's different, not to diminish, but it's different if you're like making art and things like that, where, you know, that sucks. Like they try not to pay you or whatever. You spent, you know, 40 hours on this piece and now they don't want to buy it.
Right.
At least you're fucking home.
Right.
You know, at least you're not stuck somewhere starving. Like when you talk about touring, it's like illustrious. Like, oh, it's so fucking sick, dude. A lot of things I would tell like these younger bands who I saw like they were really talented, and I was like, I'll see you on the road soon for sure. I try to explain to them like touring is not like all sparkly shit, bro. Like you're taking showers at YMCA's, Walmart bathrooms, brushing your teeth at 5 a.m. while some dude's taking a shit, trying to figure out why you're shirtless standing in the bathroom. You're heating up food with the fucking car heater. You know, you're sleeping in parking lots on the ground. I've had people wake me up before by taking pictures of me because they thought I was dead. Like I've had a budget of $3 to eat for 2 days, and I'm not a fucking small guy, by the way. That's not fucking great. Like it's tough, dude. It really is. It's the fun shit in between all that misery that makes it fucking dope. If you got the grit for it, I think.
Yeah. That's a hell of a life experience.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
like I don't even
it's
know.
a lot of lives at once,
one.
man. It's a lot of lives at once.
So
I've seen a lot of crazy shit. A lot of crazy shit's happened to me. I've been a part of a lot of stuff, like a lot of life experience that you sure shit wouldn't get like just growing up somewhere, period. Like, because you're going all over the place, meeting all kinds of crazy fucking weird people.
You've been out of it for a little bit now, just from the story. Like, do you still do some stuff here and there? Are you looking to maybe get back at some point, or?
You know, a buddy of mine hit me up not too long ago about trying to do some like studio project. Like, I'll never play live again. The work that goes into it, like, there's a rush to that's so amazing, and there is something to be said about being able to live perform and entertain people like right in front of you. But I'll never do that shit again because the work that goes into it, at least for me, like there's a work ethic that I have that I refuse to like slot aside for the fact that I just want to do it. Like at that point in time, like nobody knows who I am. You don't know the accolades. Like, what do I have to give you? I don't get to go up there and be sloppy and take somebody's spot who has put the work in just because I am who I am, or somebody knows who I am or what I did before. Like, I don't believe in that shit either. But studio stuff is always fun. I did a stream not too long ago where I did vocals on stream for like a hot second because I was way out of practice. I write shit in my head a lot because that's always fun. I did, that meme, that Fortnite song that was kind of a meme a while back.
Tomato Town or whatever.
Yeah. I wrote a fucking like Genty song I wrote like a little thing to that. I just never did the vocals for it, but I wrote it all.
Does it?
Yeah, it was fun.
So you do them in your head. Do you ever write any of this down? Just go back later and.
No, not without like the purpose to do. Like funny enough, like I'll find stuff on TikTok where dudes are just like writing riffs or whatever, and then I'll just sit there and like kind of listen to it, and then I'll kind of formulate out something and then not record that TikTok when I like definitely could have done it.
That might be your jam right there, is TikTok duets, and then bring them into the stream.
Dude, it's fun as fuck to watch, man, especially seeing some people that are on there like, whoa, these guys are really talented. And they're just like sitting in the car, like goofing off, doing shit. Like it's definitely fun. It's definitely something I've thought about doing, like just going sitting in the driveway and doing it from time to time.
And then you got two guys you could do it with who could sing Sushi Gang with you.
There you go. Funny enough, that's how I even got that. That's how I even got the Sushi Gang thing, was from that song. It's so funny.
I got a knack for trying to fix shit in like that. They're not all winners. Sometimes
they're not. But that's
the fun part, though. They're not all winners because sometimes
they hit.
It's so funny how goofy it is.
The ones that hit really hit hard.
So, Sushi, do you see why I do a show flow now for Kyle and I? Because I don't know if you're looking at the sheet, but we were.
Yeah. I'm also very bad about that myself.
And this is why we show flow. Well, because we're past the touring part now, Kyle.
Yeah.
Who are your musical influences?
That would be 100th, Stick to Your Guns, and Straight from the Path.
Why?
For sure. why. 100th being so intricate and passionate. Some of the best live performance I've ever seen. Somebody who I thought wrote lyrics that were outstanding, and then their simple yet very intricate like performance with instruments I thought was amazing. I could even sub them out for like a band called Counterparts. I thought they were fucking incredible too. Stick to Your Guns, I thought had some of the best albums and like speeches and their forethought that went into their albums. I think shaped a lot of people for a lot of different things, like way back when they were releasing albums that were talking about, what was that stupid shitty church that was running around?
Westboro Baptist.
Yeah, those
Westboro.
fucking idiots. Yeah, they were writing songs about those dudes and how like they
Westboro,
fucking
but,
suck. Yeah, it was
it Westboro?
Baptist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they come down here a lot.
Hey man, you call me a bad person or not, I got a couple dudes like that sit up on a street corner that's super occupied with me, and I've definitely doinked to do with a water bottle once or twice.
That is not being a bad person. That's being a human being who actually cares about other human beings.
Yeah, because I definitely had a guy look at me and he said, "You sinner," and I said, and just whipped it out on my car and hit him right in the fucking mouth with it. And then I got green light, so that was pretty sick.
I did a Mr. Peepers on one of them one time.
Wait, what's that?
You remember the Chris Kattan where he went up and just started randomly humping, going bah, bah.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live? I may or may not have done that to one of them at one point in time. I may have drank a little bit that night.
Dude. That's amazing. Holy shit.
Kyle's seen me do much worse. So
those guys are fucking scumbags, man. They really are. That's a whole nother thing. I actually, when I started my when I started my music career, we'll put a fucking sticky note on this and then I'll finish what we were talking about. When I started my music career, I was actually like a Christian hardcore band.
really,
Yeah, dude. I had a Bible in my hand. I was like reading it and shit to the crowd. Like it was kind of crazy.
that's kind of cool
really-
though.
It was it was cringy, but like, you know what, man? There's still people that I can remember their face saying like that I helped them, or they would like said thank you, and I'm like, I don't know where the fuck you're at now, but like that's still cool that it happened. Whether they don't know, they don't know what the fuck I'm doing these days. Probably don't even think about it, but at some point in time, maybe I helped them with something
There's a lot
that
of
I wouldn't have had an
bands
opportunity to do.
that started that way too, though. Like,
Oh
It's-
yeah,
it's
dude.
Kind of
amazing.
stuff you
Loads.
remember.
that started that way or have like shifted back that way. You know, I mean, you think of
It is the biggest money making industry in the world, dude. Fucking Christian music. It is so easy. It's easier than country, and it makes so much fucking money. It's insane. That wasn't even the derivative of like doing it in the first place. I just did it that way.
Right.
I was like super into the church at the time.
I
I
was
just wanted to
thinking of-
combine the two.
like some of the guys that, in like, not to get like too far down a rabbit hole there, that
Feel free. That's what we have notes.
well, I know, but I'm thinking like that's the guys that have shifted back, not necessarily to do music, but like publicly have become like religious and things again. You know, I think like immediately you think of like Fieldy from Korn, that went back like, dude, like I think they have an image, right? Like there's an image that they have, and to go back that route, to me, I think that takes some balls too. To go back
It
the
does.
other way, Fieldy,
It does.
what was his name from Mushroom Head? He was the lead singer for Mushroom Head for the longest time, and like same thing. Like I just think that takes some huevos to go back that way too.
It's
Like,
either a financial like fishing rod. Somebody's like, you make a lot of fucking money doing this, or they legitimately feel that way. It's same thing with like actors that are all of a sudden like God bless and shit like that, or like, you know, I gotta thank God for this Academy Award, whatever. Like, and they legitimately mean it. It is it's like, what the fuck happened that made you do that?
Mhm.
When you think about it, like I split from it simply due to the fact that I was going to church a lot, and I went to a specific church that's like down the road from me now, and they had reverse ATMs on the fucking wall where you put your fucking card in and you select how much money you want to give them. And then I sat down 3 Sundays in a row where they were talking about how they needed to raise money so they could make a bigger church somewhere else up the, like, you know, a couple miles or whatever, tens of miles away from where we were. And I was like, and it's literally the whole service. They're just talking about how they need to raise money and they need money. I was like, well, fuck this, bro. Fuck all of this. I'm 20 something years old. I can barely fucking hold on to the money that I have. and this is all I'm hearing from you guys. Like, this is supposed to be like the thing that's like helping me escape from that shit and like kind of help me like, you know, mold my adulthood and shit. And that's all I'm hearing from you is money. Like, fuck off, dude. And it went down from that. Like, I don't know if you can really see my shirt that I'm rocking today or anything like that, but oh, don't make me look stupid right now.
Oh, you can flip cam.
I'm dumb.
That's from, is that a Grease, Gas, and Glory or no?
No, that's Morgan. That's Morgan's merch.
Oh, it is Morgan.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my girlfriend's merch, dude. Her shit's fucking fire. But like I got so the bands that I was really influenced by even at that point in time were like For Today, one of the biggest Christian like metalcore bands that there were, or like the Devil Wears Prada when they were still like that. And those albums were great and those bands were so killer. I went to some of those For Today shows and I was like, you are droning on and on about this shit, bro. I don't know anything about, like, there's no personality here. Their whole personality and their whole like empire is this fucking book that contradicts itself fucking left and right. Anyway, yeah, I did that for a while. And it was, dude, there's like videos of it and shit, and it's weird to go back and see.
I think
Like-
I saw the video. You helped a young boy named Bobby in one episode, and his father named Hank, who didn't agree with the way that
Correct.
you were singing the Christian word to him.
And it was this, listen, I did it in a very radical way. You know, it was, you know, I had a group of people that we were very cool and very hip. And Hank just didn't see eye to eye with me, man. I just don't
Hank
understand
did not see eye to eye with
it.
that.
We were tray flipping our way to Jesus and he wasn't about it.
For those of you who didn't catch on to that, Sushi caught on right away. So did Kyle.
He
That's
did.
a King of the Hill reference.
Dude, I had his face in my head and his little stupid dreads and everything.
Yes.
I love King of the Hill so much, man.
Oh, I do too. We watch it religiously around here.
That's so great.
But that's so nuts to think that that's kind of how you started with.
Yeah, it was. I would
wouldn't have
literally
seen
sit.
that.
I would literally sit and read and like find stuff in the Bible and highlight it and talk about it on stage to people. And like we would pray and shit before the show. We'd pray afterwards, and people would come up and ask me if they can pray with me and shit. And I'd be like, "What do you want to like pray about? Like what's going on in your life and stuff?" And I think really I still am like I'm a very blunt and kind of a jarring person to get to know and like be around, but I'm still a very caring person at my core. And I think that was something that I was utilizing very much in the sense of like I do care about people, and people seem to care about this. And like it seems like the people who are in this community of stuff, like I grew up in a Nazareth church, not that I really understood what that meant or like how that shaped anything, but everybody I was around was super caring. They were very, very nice. They were very helpful. You know, I was raised by a single mom and a stepdad who worked for the railroad. So I didn't fucking see him half the time. So I had like a lot of people who were very helpful in like my upbringing and shit, who were very kind and very understanding. And I think that's kind of where that stemmed from. But then when I got into the adult world of that stuff, is where I realized that, oh, they don't care about you at all. They don't give a shit, really. One-to-one, they don't care. Like I'm in a church, that one I was particularly talking about. Like I'm in a church where there's people yammering and talking about how the dude who's on the stage right now fucked the wife of some dude that's supposed to be sitting in here. And that dude's standing on stage talking to me right now. And then next week, now he's not. But he was after the fact that I had heard about that. Like, why is that? What? No. It became a thing of like, when you're a kid, you don't have a life to have together.
Right.
You know, you're just kind of vibing out and trying to figure shit out, versus when you're an adult and you have a life together and you realize nobody around you has their shit together either. So what the fuck are you telling me about from this book that's making you look like you got your shit together and you clearly don't, my guy? So I'm not going to listen to this anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it turns a lot of people away.
Right.
A lot.
And again, we're going to preference like we always do. EGTN does not side one way or another. We
Smart.
We ask the questions, and if our guests tell us that they believe one way, that's what we go off of.
It's all conversation.
And if
folks.
you-
All
All
conversational, and
Absolutely.
And if you've
It
ever
goes
listened
back-
back, I don't edit shit out.
No, he
because I
doesn't.
don't-
I'm also my own entity as well. So like if that wavers you off from me or to me, if that wavers you off from me, I don't think we would have gotten along very well to begin with.
No, And that's the thing. It goes back to like being a fanboy. Don't be a fucking dick. If you don't like Sushi said there, cool. Go on. Like the rest of his shit, like the rest of us. It's awesome.
If you can get around that, bro, you wouldn't even have known it otherwise.
No, you wouldn't have. So that's what I love about when we do these is we find out all these backstories, and it is so interesting to me because it's our past is what makes us the people we are today.
Absolutely.
And it's just I could have rolled dice and never come up with that combo.
I will find the video for you and send it to you here. It'll blow your fucking mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So
It's pretty
again,
wild.
not taking away from Sushi at all, just saying that we don't side one way or another. So we don't alienate anyone who believes one way or another. Kyle.
What? I believe in everything.
I believe in Harvey
Everything.
Dent.
Hmm?
I believe in Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent.
So, how'd you? So we got a lot of music there, a lot of music stuff. So how'd you discover streaming? What got you to where you are now? Like, made you say like, okay, now I want to do this.
Really, dude? My brother.
Okay.
So he's 18 now. He taught me so much stuff about like YouTube. I used to sit all day long and watch like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, like all those all the Titans. And dude, I was just obsessed with that. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And I used it kind of as a platform to like watch games that I wasn't going to play, or like I didn't have the money to buy, or like I didn't have the time to play it because I was like, you know, hyper asphyxiated on something else at the time. So watching like PewDiePie play Fractured Butthole, so the South Park game, was so fun to me because he played like a bunch of, you know, he played like the whole game, like not just a playthrough. Like he played the regular game, then he played like the other classes and shit. I was like, I'm getting like the full experience here. Like this is rad. And then watching other people play, and then I'm watching like 4 dudes play a game, and like this part's really funny. So like I'm waiting for this guy to get to that part so I can watch it. Like I was really fucking into it. And then I found out like there's a live version of this called Twitch. And my first experience was Nick Merckx and his big fucking forehead and his nose, and like him being all lean. Like if you guys have never watched Nick Merckx before, it looks a little bit like this. He's just that's pretty much the whole camera.
For those of you not watching the YouTube video, Sushi was all the fucking way in the camera.
There's no bottom of the nose, like nostril vision. It's like right at the tip of the nose up to the forehead, and he's real close to the camera. There's not a lot of back space. It's really just his head in his camera box. And I thought he was a dickhead. I hated him. I thought he was terrible. I didn't like watching him because I feel like he didn't do anything. He was just like playing the game all the time. So I was always just looking at the box like, are you gonna fucking talk, or like what are you doing? And then I started watching Noah J456, where he would talk about how he was doing like Twitch streams and stuff. That's a guy who does like zombies, COD zombies and stuff, and slowly got into like the live format. Summit 1G, Tim the Tatman, like pretty normie shit. You know, nobody's seeing my chat messages. That's for fucking sure. But then I was just like super into it. I loved it because then I get to watch these people play the game that I also play when I'm not playing the game. I was fucking super into that.
I think that's how we kind of all got into it. Like there was a big name somewhere that like, okay, I want to watch, like Dr. Disrespect was my guy. That's who I started watching just because I loved the
that was like one of the top 5 guys I started watching.
I love the character, and the, you know, people didn't like him, and I could see why for a lot of reasons, but I was like, this is so entertaining. Like this dude's over the top. He's got a character. He's selling the character. And then I went down the rabbit hole from there to the summits, and then eventually like Stilly for Tarkov, and then, you know, making my way through, and you get down this rabbit hole, and you look at your sidebar whenever you pull up your own personal Twitch page, and you see all these people that you're following, and you can kind of, I like to go back and look at it. And sometimes I clean house if somebody, I know they're not streaming anymore or anything like this, or it's like a one-off thing. But I still have a long fucking list. And it's like going back in history for me, like the last several years of, oh, I remember watching this. I remember watching this. And this this streamer led me to this one off of a raid, and I thought they were really cool, or I thought she was hot, and now I'm following them. And then, you know, I mean, no shame, I'll admit it. There's a few on there.
No, dude. Hey, one of my favorite things is to just leave Twitch open and then wake up and then just hit the back arrow a couple times and be like, where the fuck did I go last night?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'll
where did
leave.
we go?
Like,
where are all these gifted sell? Like, what the fuck are all these emotes I have right now?
I'll
That's
pull
what I
off
do
of
with the YouTube.
like, I'll, you know, lurk at the end of the night. I'll wake up the next morning and like go back and look like, where the hell am I now? Like, I love it when you wake up and the raid train has made it all the way through the night and your browser is still open and somebody's playing, and so you know you got passed along while you were sleeping.
Oh yeah, you're just like on some French dude's like WoW stream, and you're like, what the fuck is going
I
on
don't even
here?
speak French.
I don't put my headphones on, and I'm like,
So,
am I awake or like what's going on?
so I'm the complete opposite. I got started because of Kyle, watching Kyle.
That's crazy.
Horrible way to start.
So it was
Fucking
awful.
terrible.
Like it was getting kicked in the nuts, like repeatedly, and then I kept going back for more because I liked it.
Mm.
And then I remember one of the very first streams, because he kept telling me, come watch. I'm like, I don't understand this, because I'm older than
Us.
just about everyone else that we play with.
Nice.
And I'll fucking admit, I hit 42 this year.
Fuck yeah.
But I still look, you know, way younger than Gandalf the Grey over there.
It's true. Yeah, facts.
But
He looks like my pappy.
he's got old Champa.
Put some suspenders on, you sell it, son.
Oh, you have
God.
some somewhere.
You do a stream in just overalls.
Dude, I did a stream in camouflage and blaze orange drinking Bush Light playing Hunter Call of the Wild. I'm
think
not
I
above
remember
it.
that one.
That's called cosplay. You were just cosplaying the fucking
No, that's
game.
called the shit I had in my
He just beat
closet
himself.
from November during deer season. Like,
But-
I didn't have to get much to make that happen.
So one of the first streams I ever watched was Kyle playing. It was Phasmo,
Oh shit.
and Diggler was in there, and you know you got Harry's little raspy voice in there,
Yep.
and I'm like, who the fuck is this asshole he's playing with? He's so mean, because he kept going, hey, fucking quit, you know, Harry, quit fucking whacking off, K-Sig. Go sit in your goddamn corner, just, you know, yelling, you know, just being Diggler.
Yeah, that's Dig right there.
And then I'm like, then I started listening. I'm like, this guy's actually really funny. And then it got me to find out that he streams. So I went over to him, went over to Props to stream. And then Kyle's like, hey, you got to go check out Sushi, go check out Body, go check out, like, you know, all these guys. Then I got down this damn hole, and then now every fucking channel I go in, it start off with 200 biddies. It's like, my wife Lily, she keeps going, did you spit? I go, no. Yes.
No,
Yes,
no.
maybe.
I go, it's for children.
Think of the children.
It's just for the children.
That's
I'm like,
fair.
and that's my big thing, is I like to give back to the community, you know, especially those who give to me and give me something like I can forget about work, or just some time to think about some shit that I don't want to think about anymore. I can lose myself in this.
I think a lot of people selfishly forget that that's kind of half the reason you're turning the camera on, is you're to entertain. You know, when I first started streaming, it was I wanted to be the best at whatever stupid fucking game I was playing. I wanted to be so good at Overwatch or so good at Rainbow Six Siege. Like, I wanted to be so good at that. And then you realize, like, oh, there's people that are just already so fucking good.
Yeah, but you're
What's the
pretty
point
fucking
of that?
salty at Rainbow. I've watched it. I've watched it
I
on
like
Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege. Listen, I like Rainbow Six Siege, and here's the thing: I have made probably every PC upgrade I made in the last, 3 years, minus this one, for that fucking game, so I could play it better or whatever. And it is the only game that I think, as a shooter, that I'm super confident that I can dick around and goof off and still do really well. And still, I get super fucking mad when I die, because I don't like dying in the most unconventional ways of a guy who knows a fucking 7/8 of a fucking inch of an angle where he sits back and looks out of his right eye, and then kind of sort of waits for the wind to carry it and then shoots, and it fucking dinks me in the lip and kills me. I'm gonna be pissed off about that, bud.
I think I've
was
seen
gonna
that one.
fucking say, yeah, you
Actually,
probably have.
I watched one stream where you were playing that, and you caught a guy cheating. You were playing some stream because you were sitting behind like a wall and like a shield and all this shit, and he shot through it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It was like one of the first times I'd ever had somebody like blatantly be cheating.
Yes, and I've watched a lot of your streams now, and I have never seen that level of frustration on you. And I was in that Rust stream a couple weeks back too.
Dude, there's a combination of when it becomes like spite and then like mix in the fact that I feel like I'm skillful enough to deal with it. Like if like let's say if I was like really good at Warzone or something, I heard that somebody was cheating in the lobby, I would drop everything to be like, where the fuck's he at? I'll run past people to find the guy. I'm like, this guy's not cheating. Fuck this kid. Just down him, fucking leave. Like I want to kill the guy that cheated because I want him to fucking know that he's not good enough. Like, but obviously he's got superhuman fucking shit. And I play this game like twice a week, so it's not gonna happen. But like, that's my thing, man. I am probably, if I had to sum it up in any other way other than like how I describe myself, it is the biggest shit talker with no backup ever. Ever.
Like Chris, yeah.
I talk so much shit with no delivery, dude. I will run my mouth until it's fucking blue and then die or lose and then come up with something else to fucking say about it. Not even like an excuse, just to be like, yeah, well, you fucking needed the help of like this XYZ or whatever. Like I'm such a bitch.
Glad I can help your KD, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, glad I can stat pad you, pussy. I'll see you next time.
See, no. That's Chof you're mistaking me for.
Oh,
I'm the one.
I
just want to not sit on my nuts when I jump so high.
That was the funniest
That is
thing.
My goal is to not sit on my nuts.
So one of the first times we got Chris into
this.
Phasmo and playing with us. And I don't think you were streaming yet.
No, I wasn't yet.
It was like your first time playing Phasmo, and he got the living shit scared out of him. And so I can hear him over the radio in game because we try to strictly use like
I
in-game
love when
voice.
people do that. It's so fun.
And I heard this and then I heard this like what happened? He's like, I got scared and I jumped and I sat on my nuts. I'm like, you did what?
Oh fuck.
That happens all the time when we play Lunch Lady too.
Yeah, like any
Lunch
of those
Lady's
scary games.
Frightening.
Like I'm gonna buy you a cup. I'm gonna buy you a cup
or two.
Morgan won't play Phasmo with me anymore because I shit talk the ghosts.
Oh yeah.
I shit talk him. I tell him like, come on, pussy, where the fuck you at, you little bitch? Oh, you want to turn the lights on and off? And I go and I turn the lights on and off. He's like, I can fucking do that too, bro. You're so fucking scary. Then I'll leave to go get something, and then she dies.
Yeah,
fucking kills her.
See, the reverse happens to me. I'll talk all this shit, and then you hear the, oh yeah, Kasich died. Yep.
Oh god,
as is tradition.
I do it every time. I've done it before. Like I was talking shit to the ghost, and she kept asking me to stop, and I was like, fine. And then I said something else, and then she's like in front of me. She goes around the corner, and I come around the corner, and you see her like dying. It was too fucking funny.
I got some great death clips I'll have to show you that are
we'll be playing Sushi, and like I've got a character that I play. It's super positive Asian Roland Chang. And he'll be super positive till I get really scared. Then I'll forget that I'm super positive Roland Chang. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Scare the shit out of myself. I rolled my ankle one time.
How?
I jumped. I sat on my nuts and rolled my ankle at the same time.
Oh my god.
Kyle heard that one because I was like crying on that one.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's
too
my
good.
thing. So now that this is the Chris and Kyle show and not that Sushi's here, let's get back to Sushi. So we kind of hit on that on your love of streaming. And this is a great transition into this. So it's a twofer.
Okay.
How did you discover your love of streaming? And then how did that influence your decision? What was the main decision to transition from music to streaming?
Well, I think, my first like couple of streams ever were on like my PlayStation, just like for the hell of it. I think I did like 2 or 3 game battles one time, and then I played a game called Let It Die. And that was kind of like my knowing like of how like kind of how it works, but I never really dove into it. I actually had wanted to stream for, I want to say 4 years of my like music career.
Really?
Like towards the end, definitely like before I even had written the very last album that I was a part of in that band, I wanted to be streaming. Like, wow. I took a check that I had gotten from a job that I had, and it was like a construction kind of thing. So if you guys aren't familiar with construction jobs, in the winter times or in the very wet seasons, you are not going to work, more than likely, unless you have a lot of tenure or something like that. You're probably not going to be making any money. And so I took like the very last check that I had gotten from that, and I decided that I was going to go buy a PC that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Went and grabbed this PC in my company truck, by the way, and then drove it back to my house, and then drove the truck back to work. But like the whole time that I was like writing music and stuff, that's what I wanted to stream. I wanted to play games. I wanted to be live. I wanted to be trying that. And I think it comes kind of back to like what I was saying. Like I just had run out of the gas that was required for me to want to write music, for me to want to play songs and stuff. Like the very last album that we had, I can't even tell you what some of the songs are about. Like I can't tell you what all of them are about for sure. I can tell you what some are, but I can tell you halfway through writing that album, I had zero passion to continue doing it.
Really?
I had no desire to tour that album at all. That was one of the larger reasons for me leaving, was that I had no desire to tour with that album. I didn't want to. I didn't want to play out. I didn't want to play it live. I didn't like the album. I wasn't proud of it. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't impressed by it. So I knew that was my time to go with it. And, you know, we had finished it. Like, and I had expressed this like once or twice, and we had finished it. I was like, I think it's time to start something else. I think it's definitely time to start streaming. And I think I fell in love with it when I kind of started taking it less serious. Mm-hmm. And I started just kind of being goofy and doing the shit that I normally like to do, that I normally do with it. I think that's when I was really happy with it overall. Like it was, I can't really throw it back to a specific moment, but I think it had probably something to do with just having a group of people who, like, we played various games, Siege, what the fuck ever, just goofing off, and knowing that those are all people that I had met through streaming. They weren't any of my friends. They weren't anybody that I knew prior. Like, dude, when I started streaming, I messaged like all my music homies, not a fucking one of them. Even to this day, people, like, I know maybe 4 IRL people that watch me.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Like I had thousands of people on certain social medias and stuff like that, and never got a single one of them to come over. Now, again, this was a different place. It wasn't as normalized. Like Twitch wasn't like a household name kind of thing.
Right.
Not that really is now, but you know what I mean? I think when I fell in love with it was really like just being like, damn, it's 4:00 in the morning and I just had a fun ass night of laughing my ass off with fucking 4 people that I never would have met if it wasn't for this website.
Right.
And maybe 7 people saw that whole evening.
You feel better
That's
about
awesome. Yeah.
So, you know, you said you did vocals. Were you were lead vocals, right? Were you
Yes.
lead? Okay. So was it an easy transition to take those like frontman skills and carry that over into Twitch? Like, did that help your transition when you say you stopped being so like serious about things, right? So I'm assuming here, you can tell me if I'm wrong, you went from trying to be a competitive content streamer to being a entertaining streamer.
Absolutely. I mean, when I first started streaming, it was very much to the effect, I think a lot of people take to streaming is like, turn it on and people will show up.
And they don't. They fucking
Nobody. And
nope.
I kind of kept taking that to the effect of like, well, if they're not showing up, that's because I'm not playing like good enough or whatever. So like I would get clips of all kinds of stuff. And then I kind of slowly started to see as like a lot of the stuff that gets clipped on my channel was like funny shit. Like it's funny stuff that happens. Like funny stuff organically happens. And the transition, like funny enough, when I first transitioned to like when I first started streaming, it was me and my ex-girlfriend who lived in an apartment together, like a relatively small apartment, but it was a lot of like me whispering because I wasn't trying to like wake her up, or I wasn't trying to be like too fucking loud or whatever. That very slowly unsheathed itself to the point where I would get text messages like, you are being so fucking loud, and I just go, like, just
part of it.
I don't know what you fucking want from me. Yeah, I'm a loud person. Like my voice carries. What do you want? But like, I spent a lot of money on like soundproofing for that very reason. It's just not fucking helping. So what do you want from me? The transition to like being someone who was playing live shows and things like that to being on the microphone and entertaining people, it was pretty seamless. I don't think I struggled with that. I don't think I struggled with being able to talk to people. It was more or less of like knowing when to engage, and then obviously cultivating an audience to engage. I think that's the normal struggle that most people can attach themselves to. But once that like kind of started to roll, and once that started happening, and I had people there to have fun with and like to play off of and shit like that, I don't think I stutter stepped on that. I think it was all it all kind of laid itself out for me.
What part are we on, Kyle?
And we just went over the leveraging the skills.
leveraging.
And I think you tell us quite a bit about your, like, probably get a good vibe about your channel
Right.
now just from that it's an entertainment channel. It's not a competitive
All for the sake of funny, bro. All for the sake of funny.
All for the sake of funny.
I don't care if I'm having the best game of my life. I'm about to set like a world record and something for like a kill thing in a video game, bro. I will throw it if it means it's hilarious. Like there's a reason I have like a fucking channel point reward that makes me have to fucking do this for 15 seconds. There's another, I have I gotta do jazz hands for 30 seconds and shit. Like
All for entertainment.
All for yeah, absolutely. Like that's the thing I want to do. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be fun. Like we had an idea to do like a painting stream where Chad is just going to, in a sub only section of the Discord, we're going to drop a picture for a reference, and we get 12 pictures. So there's 12 pics. Everybody votes on them, and then somebody has the master file of all 12, and then it gets dropped in there, and I have to paint whatever the hell that is. But the only things I'm drinking the entire time are glasses and or bottles of wine, while I am dressed as Bob Ross, which my hair can get very poofy.
Nice.
So I can naturally make it that poofy. So all I got to do is wear my blue shirt that I have over there and a pair of jeans. And then I fucking sit here and I paint stupid shit, and then we're going to hang them up. Like we had an idea to do that. We had the idea to do a cooking stream, which kind of fell through, but we're still wanting to do that. Like a hot tub thing. I didn't have to do that.
That was amazing, though.
But it was so fun and so low budget and low effort, but so fucking funny. Like, dude, it was so. I literally started that stream and went, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I'm just hoping that this is fun because I have nothing planned.
Well, you did a food challenge with Keeks once, didn't you?
I never got to do any of those.
I thought you did a food challenge with her. Okay.
No, I challenged that little bitch to 100 different ones because I told her I'd smack her shit, but she never really hit me up on it.
She loves those food challenges.
Dude, I'd crush on those things. I heard something about it, like a large pizza and whatever. Like, dude, I will smash a pizza and you will look so confused as to why I'm still hungry. It's unreal.
So let's talk about on that your stream. What have been like, if you could pick two, what have been the two favorite streams that you have done? Two that just stand out to you.
That hot tub stream was so much fun, man.
It was a great stream. I'm not gonna
really
lie. That was so. I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
It was so fun to just. That was like the most absolute raw. Like nothing is distracting me from doing everything that I was doing. Like I was just doing all of that because it was just popping into my head to be funny. Like if I ever had to like sit down, if I just sat down or something like that, because I was just thinking, I was like, what can I do right now? That's funny. Like, what do I have in front of me that I could do? Like, I think really, we ended that stream because I just ran out of ideas. That was it. The stream was over because I was just like, I have nothing else I can think of right now. And like, I feel like it's kind of like, I got the stage light. I've been up here too long and I have no more jokes.
And
like,
I'm
let's just run it. Yeah, let's just run it. That's my time, folks. Like, you know what I mean? Just run it out. Man, that and probably one of the earlier drunk out streams, which used to be called Drunk Zone or Vice. I don't know. Damn, it's been so long. I don't know which one came first. Drunk out was first. And then, and if I could supplement that with a drunk zone that I've done with Trevor, Trevor's gone mad. The drunk zone thing was probably, it's not an original idea by any means. It's two fucking white kids getting fucking drunk on the internet playing a video game. Like, that's not fucking new. But the way we did it was so, like, our first couple were so unhinged with no rules or caps. When I say we're drinking and playing a video game, I'm talking like 6 to 8 hours of taking shots.
Oh, shit.
And over. I got so drunk one night, I drank a whole bottle of Jameson. And
good choice, by the way.
I was so, well, I'll never drink it again after this. I drank the whole bottle, and to in the middle of the competition, I was like, I'm trying to eat some crackers or something. So I ate some crackers while we were playing. And then that stream was over, cut to black because I can't remember. I remember trying to get up and go to the bathroom, which felt like I took 7 or 8 right turns and then a sharp left, when it's really just out. It's a up, left from my chair, out a door, left into the bathroom. Not really sure how many turns I took to get there. Oh yeah. Got there, tried to throw up, couldn't, felt great, went back to my room, sat on the floor, had a fan on me, felt wonderful. And then just, all right, on my legs, threw up on my legs. The next day, by the way, I had to move out of my apartment. I was supposed to be moving out of my apartment that day.
Someone didn't get their deposit back.
No. And then I had never had a hangover up until that point. And I had thought I was dying. I thought it was the end. I was like, this is it. Like, I'm dead.
Trev gave you your first.
No, not Trev. It was a buddy of mine. His name's Straight Creepin'. I thought I was dying. Like, I couldn't move. I felt sick. I was like shaking. I felt cold. I tried to eat McDonald's, and when you're just like, when you can't put food in your mouth, but you're hungry, couldn't do it. Couldn't put the food in my mouth. Then went to go get like Mexican food to like maybe just really just pat the grease up in there. Like, I'm sitting at the table, and to my right was like a tennis match that was on the TV. And every time I looked at it, it made me feel sick. So I couldn't look at that. And it was loud, and I hated it. It was like, this is like a 5-hour process of this happening. And then on top of that, I had to clean up all the vomit that's still on the floor because when I threw up on my legs, I just like brushed it off of me and then went and like washed my legs and then went and got in bed. And then woke up the next day to my ex-girlfriend being mad at me because there was vomit on the floor. Rightfully so, by the way. But I got mad at her because she opened the door, because I had the door closed. And I was like, why'd you open the door? Like, I did that so you wouldn't see that. And I was like, that's your fault. Like, I did that for you. And then you get mad because like I tried to keep that from like being a problem for you.
I did this for you.
Yeah, I did.
It's like the little kid. And you're like, did you clean your room? You're like, don't go in there.
Don't go in there.
They're like holding the door. Like, you're supposed to clean your room.
I was drunk sleeping, so I couldn't stop that from happening. But I did get woken up to a very angry woman about why there was vomit on the floor.
So I don't mean to laugh at your alcohol poisoning story.
I've got no shame at it.
No, laugh at it, bro. Similar situation to a buddy who had a whole bottle of Kraken. If you've ever seen a big bottle of that, those are big.
Shit!
That's the only thing I've ever blacked out to was Kraken.
These were one of those 12-hour nights where we were getting real drunk. He was so drunk that he wasn't speaking English to me. He was just like yelling like gibberish at me, and he was like a point down. It was overtime, and all he needed me to do was die, and he would win. And he was so drunk that he didn't realize that he was this is on Blackout, Call of Duty Blackout. And he was spectating another guy, like not me. And that guy got hit by a car, and he thought that he had won. So he jumped up and he ripped his shirt off like a fucking wrestling promo, like ripped it open and was like so excited. And I was just giggling because I don't know what he's like making all this noise about. And then I won. And then I was like celebrating. And he was like, what are you celebrating for? I was like, because I just won. And he goes, no, you didn't. You got hit by a car. I was like, no. I did it. That wasn't me.
Drunk ass was watching the wrong guy.
Dude, it's one of my favorite clips I think I've ever seen on Twitch. Like that, those are probably my favorite because it was so Like that turned into a thing that was like very organized and well put together and like had all this shit, but it was so raw and stupid and just so fucking so not safe and so well like well put together with stupidity, but not put together at all. It's just so much fun.
See, one of the favorite streams I've seen of yours is I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it now again. You introduced me to it was one of your music listening streams where you just going
the
off
music
YouTube.
streams, those are fun, yeah.
And it was an anime girl, like Minto I forget what her name is. It's like this computer animated Japanese anime idol
Code Miko?
girl. Who is it?
Is it Code Miko? Wait. You talking about a music video?
Yeah, and it's kind of a music video, but she just hits it rapping.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm trying to find it again because I couldn't stop watching it for like a month.
Was it something I was reacting to like it was something I had never seen?
I think so.
Yeah, because that sounds like something I would be real fucking excited about, but I would have never probably seen it on my own.
But it was.
I bet Sente probably sent that to me, my little fucking weeb mod.
But it was amazing because it was just like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. God, it's gonna come to me when in the middle. Kyle, go on with this.
I bet if you go to the jam section of the Discord, you'll see it because that's where all the music is.
I bet
that's where everything I get. You'll find it in there for sure.
So,
Kyle, go on. I'm on a mission to find this too.
So we're hitting Twitch. Are you strictly Twitch? Or are you doing anything on YouTube? Or are you considering doing anything?
Content on YouTube. I make a lot of content on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's YouTube is like scary to me, man. Cause like funny enough, right? Like I don't have you can't really put me in a box in Twitch, right? You can't really say like he does this. Like I finally hit the spot that I wanted to with it where it's like you just have to fucking see it.
Yeah.
Right? You can't really box me in there. YouTube feels like I am not allowed to do that. And I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know why I can't put up stuff that's just kind of whatever the fuck I want to put up there. Like I feel like I have to have like this like niche, like nice box with a bow, like set up, presented to you kind of thing. And it frustrates me because I get this like mentality of like, well, there's definitely people who've already made a video about this and they did it way better and it's got way more views. So why the fuck would I waste my time and make it? But then I argue with myself, like, there's plenty of fucking stupid white kids from the coast who like anime or fucking dumb and fat with a fucking ponytail that also play video games on this Twitch website, you moron. So like, why don't you do something? And then I forget to make YouTube content. So like I got a handful of videos, I got R6 shit up there. We started making an Apex series for new players to come in because like the last 2 seasons of Apex have been really like new player like welcoming and stuff, especially since a lot at the time of like recording this, a lot of Warzone streamers have quit to play Apex strictly.
Really?
Yeah. Like Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx, Courage JD, Cloakski, like they all literally today announced they're like I will not play that fucking game anymore.
Just because Apex is just so awesome now.
I mean, Apex is just, it's fantastic. It's not without its own bugs and problems and things like that for sure, but it is not infested and festering with garbage like Warzone is.
Not saturated is well, and you get those big games.
It's definitely saturated for sure. It's definitely, especially now with how much they've been playing the game. There's plenty of people who are going to be like, time to switch, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not as many. Like they were talking about how they load up for their first game of the day, and they were like, "There's 3 cheaters in the lobby." Who wants to play that game?
Yeah,
that's no fun.
No, and that's what they said. They're like, "It's not fun. We're not having fun. It's not fun to make content on it. So why the fuck are we playing it?" So we're not. He's like, "I'm not going to upload videos of it on YouTube anymore. I'm not going to play it on stream. I'm over it." He's like, "I'll come back to it maybe to check updates out and shit like that, but other than that, you ain't going to catch me doing it." And that is crazy. That's crazy to hear those dudes go, no
more
this game now. Yeah.
I'm catching people doing things. So like your schedule, like throughout the week, do you have like an hour? I know we probably don't always or aren't always as like organized as we want to be, but is there like how many hours a week do you try to stream or do you just kind of go with it? I know you had a pretty solid schedule there for a long time. So,
I mean, I have a pretty solid schedule overall. Like I just started some side business shit just to like make some extra money that's been making me exhausted to stream.
yep.
But the I try to stream over 100 hours a month.
Damn.
That's what I go for. I try to go for that. I usually fall like 10 hours short from time to time. Last month we hit 101, so I was pretty satisfied with that. And like this month, I want to try to be in like the 120s, somewhere around there, but still not, not waste a bunch of. I don't want to have a bunch of dead air time streaming either. Like, I don't want to stream till like 3 a.m. with no one in chat, but it still says like 20 viewers or whatever because everyone's sleeping. Like, I don't want to do that.
I found the song.
Did you? Was it in the jam section?
No, it's Calliope Mori, Deadbeats.
Oh, let's take a look here.
You were watching it, and this got me hooked because this girl can
What's the date on it? Can you see the date behind it on the post?
I can't. I found it on YouTube though.
Oh, you found it on YouTube?
Yep.
Send me a little DM there.
Yeah, hold on.
I bet if I see like a thumbnail, I'll be like, oh shit, I know what this is. Yeah, I try to stream like at least 100 hours. 80 is okay. 70 is not enough for me. I think 70 is a slacking situation to me. For me, very specific to me. Because I used to do like 12, 16 hour, like that was every single day. I would do that every day. 12 to 16 hour streams, no question, no nothing. That was what I was doing.
So you have your hour, your monthly hourly goals you hit, and we all also do this too. We have our subs, our bits, our tips, even if we don't have them up on our overlay. Like some of us will have sub goals, some of us have tip goals, all this, whatever. But in the back of our mind, we're thinking like, if I want to have it out there, there's a goal. Like, how do you set your goals for?
Yeah, that's a great
subs,
question.
Bits, tips.
That is a good question, because I think a lot of people kind of just do it blindly. So I in no way, shape, or form claim to know what the fuck it is I'm doing out here. I just know it's working for me.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever asks me anything, I will give them the advice of stuff that has worked for me, and that's simple as that. That's how it's worked. But for me, I used to do a follower incentive when I was trying to get my followers up. I'd put it in my title. I'd put where I'm at versus where I'm trying to get. And then when we beat that, we'd up it. I up it usually by like 20 at the most. 10, 20, somewhere in that area. That's
Every time you hit
anything.
it, or like
every
weekly?
time I hit it.
Okay.
Every time I hit it, we'll up it from there. I don't really do the weekly thing because I feel like that's a way to gauge myself unfairly, because your consistency week to week, while it would be nice to be consistent every single week on the way that it works, when you share a lot of viewership like I do with a lot of different people, like Kasich does, like Guy, and you guys, when we share people who watch each other and people who know each other, you tend to put yourself in a position where if you're going to sit and wait week to week for that to be a thing, you're putting yourself in a position that's not fair. Because one week somebody in your circle could be doing something, extravagant, like Bearsy doing a drag stream, right? That wouldn't be fair.
I missed that too. He did one.
It was so great.
I hate
it was
that
so
I missed
great.
that.
I
There was
spent
a
half my
drag
stream
stream?
watching it. Yeah, Bearsy did a drag stream. Half of my stream was watching his. It was fucking great.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
It was so fucking funny, dude.
I
But
think
like,
that goes back to like the networking thing though, because we all know each other and we have our circles overlap.
absolutely, indefinitely, yeah.
And
If you have somebody doing something like really extravagant, and you have some like weekly goal or something like that, it's not going to happen because people are they're priming up to make that event spectacular for that specific person.
I think if you're doing it right, and I think you do it right, that you have your circle, you have your, like I said, our circles overlap like quite a bit. My circle, your circle, Guyver's circle, all these other guys that
we kidding? My circle's your fucking circles.
No, you got your own circle. But if you're doing it right, it's networking with a good intent and a good purpose of supporting those people in your circle, because then their people see that, then they come back. You know, I think it goes to that. You know, if you got 15 people in stream and you're gonna drop a raid, are you gonna drop it on the guy that has 12 people, or are you gonna drop it on the big guy that has 7,500 people watching him? You can drop it on that guy that has 12.
Absolutely, because he's going to be able to communicate with those people, and those people are going to feel like they actually get to know this person you're dropping it on. But like for me, like with goals and things like that, like I'm very fortunate to have a community that, like, if I set up a certain like sub goal or something like that, like there's a good chance we'll hit it. Something that Morgan tells me all the time is I sell myself short, and it's because I'm not that I'm weird about taking people's money or anything like that. That took me a long time to be able to. I used to put up goals specifically for things, and then I would buy those things, and then I would like my first capture card sitting in here somewhere with like 5 people's names written on it because they like paid for me to get a capture card.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was fucking insane. Like that kind of stuff to me is always crazy until I started really like making money on Twitch and then being able to buy like, you know, stupid shit or like gag stuff for certain streams or whatever. Right. You know, I never felt super comfortable like paying a phone bill with like you know, tips and shit like that. Like I still don't really like doing that. I'd rather use my Twitch check than use like donos or something. But like I have, dude, I'm very fortunate, man. Like I got a lot of really cool people that are very, very like on it if we see like a silly goal or something like that. But I think the important thing when I set goals, whether like we'll talk about donation goals. When I set a dono goal, it is something that we all get to do. If I set a dono goal, it is something we all get to do. Like the hot tub stream. The hot tub stream actually happened because I set a dono goal, and in like 6 minutes, it was fucking done.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because they had bothered me about it for like months, and I was like, all right, motherfucker, let's go.
Yeah, we'll throw it out there.
Yeah, I'll throw it up there. Threw it up, done. Immediately done. I was like, okay, I guess we're fucking doing that. So then we went on Amazon, we went shopping for goofy shit. And I was like, I'm not going to show you guys everything. I want some of it to be a surprise. And then, you know, we set up goals on that too. We set goals up on that for, you know, like to change outfits and do silly shit like that. And we hit a good chunk of those. Like my birthday thing, the same way. Dude, I shaved my beard.
I remember
on
that.
my birthday.
Yeah,
I did a 24-hour, I did a subathon thing that ended up being like 2.5 days long. I had to shave my beard. Like I put stuff up on there that normally I'm like, fuck, that would super suck to do. But like also, if you guys are, again, it comes right back to it. Like if you're going to spend your money that you spend, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day doing, to then come home and spend a little bit of time hanging out with me, and you're going to take that money and you're going to send it to me to shave my fucking beard off, we're going to make that fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously going to make that a fucking show, like 100%. And I think that to me, like, yeah, your sub goal is like cool. If you're going to give them something for hitting the sub goal, not just to have it there to hit it. I mean, Trev's been doing that a lot lately. Trevor's gone mad. He's been putting up sub goals saying like, we're going to hit this. We're going to do this. And he even said something about it today. He was like, I'm not really good at coming up with something to do, but I want to come. If you guys have ideas for shit, like, let me know. Cause I want to do more stuff for you guys for that. And that is really what it is. Like giving them something, like you're already giving them the content and they're already giving you their time as payment. If they're going to give you anything monetary, you better fucking send it back to them tenfold with something that they're going to fucking remember in the morning and still be giggling about. If that's your jam, you know what I mean? If that's your style, like, then you absolutely better send it over the top.
Like a hot tub or a Sailor Moon cosplay or the Daisy
That's
Duke
what we used
stream.
to do them with. The Sailor Moon cosplay was actually a channel points thing. Back when I was making really good money at my fucking job, we would just buy cosplays and people would hit them. I dressed up as one of my viewers one time because that's what he wanted me to be. He's like,
awesome.
He hit it. And I was like, what do you want me to be? He said, me. I was like, you fucking narcissist. He goes, you're goddamn right. Here's everything I want you to do. I bought a gray long silky wig with black glasses and a black t-shirt, and I put my hat on backwards, and I had to talk with a southern accent because he's from down south. That's what I had to do.
No, that wasn't me.
And that's the true definition of giving back. That's the true definition of knowing your viewers and wanting to not just entertain them, but be part of their lives, to me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. There's so many of my viewers that I know very fundamentally, like down to the wire of like good shit, bad shit's been going on in their lives.
Right.
Like, you know, the day to day, they got this job, they lost that job, they're having a bad week because of this, or they're sick or whatever. Like, and God, you know, God forbid at the same time, like, cross your fingers and hope that we reach a level where I'm not able to do that, but I'll still be able to reach out to those people that I remember being around, you know, at these, you know, smaller points where I can still hit them up and be like, hey man, like, saw you in chat, like, appreciate you hanging out today. Like, how you doing? Like, how's the kids? Like, how's the wife, whatever. Like, I will always bust my ass to try to do shit like that, for sure. I will always try to do that shit, but like, there's no reason to not get to know those people. It's crazy to me that there's people that have, you know, 10-month resubs in some channels and the motherfucker doesn't even know a damn thing about them.
Kyle,
What? I know all 7 of you guys. So,
I love that. I love that.
like talking about being hands-on and stuff. We'll talk about like the visual side of what you do, and we'll talk about the visual side of streaming. Then we'll go into the other side in a minute. So like the design side. So I know you have merch, and you have some pretty sweet merch because I've got some.
Thank you.
And then overlays. So do you design your own merch and overlays, or do you farm that out?
So my first like few interactions of it were like Nerd or Die, different places like that, which I really did enjoy. I enjoyed the Nerd or Die stuff. Then I found somebody on Twitch with the exact same thing I had, and I was like, oh my God,
That's gonna happen.
hate that. Yeah. No, yeah, but I hated it. So after that, I started like asking people in different communities who I found out like do commission work or whatever, and be like, hey, can you make this or make that? And they would make stuff that's really cool. Like, I don't think I've ever had anything that I disliked by any means. Until recently when I started playing with a lot of stuff. Like, I'm really antsy with my shit, man. I like to make it all the time. Like, even right now, I would be pretty comfortable with tearing everything down the way it looks now and starting and like making a new thing. But I do really like what I have. A, because I really enjoy the way that it was done. B, because Morgan did it. Me and Morgan sat for, I want to think, like a couple of days and like kind of carved all this shit out until like be the way that it is and look the way that it is. And then placement was kind of just like me farting around with shit and looking at it. Same with merch though. A lot of it is stuff that I come up with and I kind of do on my own. And then I think there's a handful of designs that she's done very specifically. A lot of there's not a lot of designs, but there's a handful that are actually taken from assets that are used like on stream, whether it's certain scenes, backgrounds, or like different pieces of the art in total. There's a bunch of stuff on there with those like kind of pulled apart and like made into some intricate little merch ideas and shit. But it's, I don't know, man. I've tried the Fiverr route stuff, and it's very like copy paste, especially being somebody who edits videos and edits different things like that, like and has like a background, and not really a background, but like has spent a couple of years doing that. I can see, like, I've gotten the fucking email about the pack of assets that your ass bought for $85 that then you're turning around and flipping and just doing a color change and inserting somebody's logo and putting a chrome finish on it and charging that guy, you know, $60 for it. Like, I know what you're doing.
I lucked out.
But I also own a couple of pieces that I've had somebody do that for me until I realized what it is that they're doing. Like, it's, you know, it's a give and take, but it also comes with like, you didn't do a whole lot of reading. You didn't do a whole lot of research.
I lucked out so hard with mine, that with my little logo, that I paid some dude in Pakistan like $7, and it just turned out great. Like,
looks good, dude. I like it.
I'm like, this is what I want to do. And he's like, you like this? I'm like, well, I'll make this little change. He's like, okay. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, yeah, it looks good. Here's your $7. And he was happy. I was happy. And I just, I've heard those horror stories though. You're talking about things being duplicated, and
yeah,
and you just see the same thing. You're like, shit, I want, you know.
I kind of became friends with a guy who I ran into on Twitch, and he was just like playing old school RuneScape. And I was like, yo, we have the same overlays. And he goes, no shit. And I was like, yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Like, same colors and everything. He goes, I'll change mine if you want me to, man. Like, I was like, no, dude, you're good. Like, I already started like making some other shit or whatever. And then I started hanging out with him for like a couple weeks. I was hanging out on his channel all the time.
Oh, you made a friend.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, we did overlays. Let's talk about your audio and video equipment choices. specifically, did your background in music influence any of your audio choices? Because I'm sure you know a lot more audio than a lot of other people would.
Yes. I knew the way I sounded. I knew the way I liked to sound in a microphone. I've only recorded on one of these, which I use the Shure SM7B. I only recorded on this one time ever. I recorded on like a $45,000 microphone one time that I got told if I touch it, I'd be in a lot of trouble. And it looked crazy. Like, you know, the shock mount things people have. It was like a big one, like the size of like a fucking SUV door that it was like sitting in. I was like, this looks like it's like in a chrysalis. Like it's fucking crazy. But like, and that thing could hear like your hair growing. It was so preposterous.
Awesome.
But I knew the way that I like to sound in a microphone. I don't sound much different off of this thing. If anything, this thing drives me insane because I can kind of hear this fan sometimes, and it pisses me off. That's why it's turned the way that it is.
That drives me insane too. Not your fan, but when I hear
it drives me. No one else can hear it.
And when I hear Guyver's fan, I about lose my shit.
No one else can hear it, but I can, and because I monitor myself in with my Go XLR. So when I first started, you know, I had the Snowball, you know, USB mic. Moved on to the AT 2020 USB. Really enjoyed that, and then bought a Yamaha something big ass fucking 4-channel thing. No idea what I was doing with that thing. Had to use like virtual cables and all kinds of shit, which is so fucking confusing.
Voice meter and all that fun stuff. And
yeah. And then got rid of that thing when the Go XLR came out because I got mine for like $100 cheaper than what it was originally retailing for.
Nice.
And then like fucking God bless Go XLR. The thing has made it a fucking dream to be able to do anything. But I definitely have tweaked like what the Go XLR and what this microphone has sounded like a lot, to a point where I like the way that it is. And I would definitely notice if it was like even tweaked like a little bit. But something like even back when I had the AT 2020 and shit like that, like we'd play Siege and I would say like, hey, what's up guys on, on Siege while everybody's loading up, it would be like probably at least 2 people going, is that your real voice? Like, yeah. No, it is. And they're like, what the fuck? And then people, and then it would turn into like, can you say this? And they would make me like say shit. And I was giggling my ass off trying to say it for them. So the choice was always, that's kind of what I was asking before at the top of the podcast, like what different audio stuff is. Cause I wouldn't say complacent. I'm not complacent with my audio stuff, but I feel like I could do better. Like I could have better gear. I just don't know anything right now that's worth it, in the sense of like it would have to blow, like if I'm going to spend that kind of money with that kind of price tag, it would have to blow the XLR like away.
Yeah. And then
which I don't feel like that would go under the radar, at least under mine. I don't feel like I would not know that exists, unless it's just not something that's like hand in hand with like in the streaming community kind of thing, which is kind of hard to figure out sometimes.
Well, with the compression and the bit rate that you get on Twitch, like this is probably about as good as we're going to sound. You know,
probably. I mean, in all honesty, like, and even in a partnered position, I don't think you get much better, because I've seen people with microphones that cost more than, again, I've ever spent on a fucking car, and I'm like, you don't sound crazy good.
You might sound a little better to somebody,
right? And those are people
not
too
enough
that those are people too that I know, like they understand their voice. Like this, like the SM7B, I don't think would do super well for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, or unless you're going to run, some really good gear and understand how it works to make it work for your voice. But I think a lot of people just grab a microphone that they see a lot, or they grab a mic that they think is really good. And they're like, this is a good mic. I know it is because XYZ, I'm going to buy it. And then like, I hate it. And it's like, because you didn't get a mic for your voice. You just got a mic based on what the fuck it is you're listening to. Like I could get like the what is it, the Roadster mic or whatever it is,
the pod mic.
I could
this little thing right here.
Yeah. I could get a pod mic, but I would be popping a lot. Like my bottom lip's fucking huge, so like I fucking flub words all the time and shit. It would sound terrible for me. It would sound bad, and I would sound like gravelly, and I would not. My bass wouldn't carry. It would almost sound like you're listening to me through a radio on the other side of a shitty wall in an apartment. No matter how much unless I wanted to boost the gain up really well and like kind of fiddle around with it, then you would hear me, like if I move my mouse or something, you'd hear it smack, or you'd hear me like, you know, playing with this little fucking thing or something like that. Or every time I move that around, you'd hear it more often. Like it would just be a lot versus what I'm able to get with this, which just kind of fucking sucks everything into it. And unless I want you to hear shit, you're not going to hear it.
Yeah. Well, that's tuning into your voice. I think that's your
Mm-hmm.
the music background helps with that a lot.
Absolutely.
Like a lot. And so,
I also don't have to project as much with this microphone, which is why my voice sounds the way that it is. Because if I'm projecting, then I'm using more air, which is going to make it's going to make my voice go up, which doesn't sound like this. But if I have to have a microphone that's projecting, so it's loud, so it's to the point where you can hear me and understand me, well, then that changes the way you hear me entirely.
you lose that conversational side of it, that easy to
absolutely.
talk stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm shouting at you all the time.
Yeah. So it's back on streaming. Like we talked a little bit about goals and things like that. What's your so everybody that's listening that's hung out with us this far, and thank you guys for sticking around as long as you have. What's your schedule right now? What is Sushi's current stream schedule?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. EST.
Nice.
So whenever you feel like.
Yeah. There's usually no cutoff really.
Okay.
For me to cut off the stream is like we got a lull. Nobody's really chatting. We're just kind of kicking it, or I'm tired, or I've had enough of getting my ass beat, and we're done. It's I would say 4 to 6 hours average. Any more than that, you know, it's like a weekend or something like that. Fridays and Saturdays tend to be kind of long as fuck. But like Wednesday, Thursday is kind of like, you know, a little 4 hour here and there, maybe a 3 if it's like just kind of real chill on a weekday kind of jam.
So what's your
There's Sushi schedule. Make sure you go give him a follow.
Yep.
Make sure you go hang out. Do yourself a favor. Go hang out in his when he's streaming. It's an experience. It's not just you're going to watch someone fucking play video games.
I'll make it worth your while.
It's experience. I tell you, that hot tub stream. Yeah.
It was a blast, dude. It was so much fun.
So on that, what are Kyle, like when we wrote this, is his favorite games like all time, or you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, like, you know, like a couple of your favorite games. Like we know you played Shit Out Siege, or did for a while, and you're
all-time favorite shit.
All-time favorite, like
that's
retro,
gonna
new, old.
That's gonna blow you away.
All right.
So Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely one of my favorite games of all time.
Nice.
I have 100% of that game more times than I can fucking count.
really?
Yeah, even down to like the little extra creepy shit where you try to shoot the guy out of the wheelchair like super soon, so you don't have to fight him. Because fuck me, is that an annoying boss fight? Let's see. I always think about, like, I know the retro things later, but like I always think in the context of retro games, like I always think about Nightmare Creatures on the PS1. I played it on one of those demo discs. And if you have no idea what that is,
That came with like PC Magazine.
yes, sir. And if you don't know what that is, you're missing the fuck out. I used to play Nightmare Creatures on the PS1 on a demo disc that had like Gran Turismo and like and Spyro, I think, or something. And I did not know what the fuck I was playing, but it scared me to death all the time. I just I tried to be a little braver every time I played it. It was so hard and so scary. Fuck, man. I'm a huge fucking fan of like Guitar Hero. When I found out they had the thing called Clone Hero on the PC, oh my god, I was so happy.
Ooh, look at that.
Clone Hero's sick, dude. You can download any fucking song that you can think of and play it. And it's super easy to download, get everything together. You just got to get a guitar and like an adapter and shit. I can get all that information and shit for you. Like, it's so cool. And then probably Skate, dude. Like probably like the Skate series. Probably. I could say Black Ops 3 was probably one of my most favorite games like of all time. Just because I played so much of it, and it was one of those things where I think COD, I wholeheartedly believe COD sells based on the fact of FOMO, the fear of missing out with like your homies and shit.
Mm.
And then the nostalgia part of COD sells based on the fact of when you had like a large group of your friends that used to play a
Yep.
particular COD with.
Yeah.
That is the thing that sells it to people. That's why people were like, this is the best COD because XYZ. But really, you mean it's the best because I played it with like 16 of my favorite friends that I don't see anymore or whatever.
You get 2 friends that get it, then 2 more friends get it to play with those 2 friends, and it's a fucking snowball. And then everybody's playing COD. And
then you got private lobbies and you're playing Michael Myers and fucking intervention sniping only shit like that. Yeah, it's fucking great. But like, yeah, I think like, cause like, so like I love single player games so much. Like that the Dying Light 2 coming out, I'm so fucking excited about.
That's gonna be amazing.
I cannot wait, dude.
Amazing.
I'm a whore for a great story game, dude. But like I have Sunset Overdrive in my Steam library because I bought it and I've never played it. But I keep looking I know. I remember looking at it all the time in like a magazine and I'm like, God damn it, I want to play this game. It looks so fucking cool. I think it was an Xbox exclusive or something like that.
So it was for a long time, yeah.
That's why, yeah, because I was like, man, that's so cool, but it's on fucking Xbox and I can't play it.
Is it on Game Pass right now? It may be. Okay.
Sunset Overdrive is? That's so cool. Fuck yeah. But like,
Game Pass for PC.
I love single player games. Like The Last of Us was so great. I actually didn't end up playing The Last of Us 2 because I wanted to stream it, but like everything that was going on with it, I sure shit didn't feel like dealing with. At least in my chat, I just didn't. I just navigated that minefield. I was like, we'll just do that later.
Yeah.
The new Dying Light's gonna be fucking dope. I really was excited about Death Stranding until I figured out it was just FedEx Simulator with really crazy cool cutscenes and an incredibly well done told story. I don't fuck with Assassin's Creed. Crucify me, bro. I think it's boring as shit. Light me up. I don't know what to tell you. I fell asleep playing the first one in a beanbag chair. What do you want from me? Literally in the middle of a cutscene, I woke up and I was standing in front of a bitch who I remember talking to, but I woke up like an hour later and I was like, yeah, we're just gonna not play this. It's just not, doesn't work for me, dude.
So,
yeah, those are definitely it. It's like rhythm games. Like I'm all over the place, man. It's just whatever catches my attention, really.
Yeah. Tell you, one of my favorite games, and Kyle knows this, is I first got it when it was out on DOS, and then I rebought it when it was on Windows 3.1. Then it got released for Windows 95, and then they redid it a couple of years ago. And that was one of the very first games I fucking streamed on Twitch, is Day of the Tentacle. Maniac Mansion Day of the Tentacle.
What the fuck is that?
It's when LucasArts had their studio and they were cranking out Full Throttle, Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
Grim Fandango, bro.
Yes,
oh my God.
I love that one too. That's going to be one of the games I'm going to stream coming up. But Day of the Tentacle is like that. Do you remember the Maniac Mansion game for Nintendo?
I think I know what you're talking about in general right now.
It's that same kind of style. It's like the story-driven, like single scene. And
it's funny as hell and extremely story-driven. Like one of the achievements you can get that I figured out, if you ring the lobby bell 100 times, you get an achievement.
The little the purple dude.
Yeah.
Purple tentacle.
Yeah,
and there's green tentacle.
Yeah.
It's based off of the Nintendo game Maniac Mansion.
Oh, bro.
Dr. Fred's in there, and like it's like the adult jokes in there are unreal.
Dude, this is back in the day when these guys were cranking out just some funny fucking games.
and that's what it was.
They have a remastered version of this game.
Yeah, and that's the game I was playing on stream. And
that's so cool.
What's cool is if you hit, I think it's like F2 or 3, you can go back to the 8-bit graphics.
Oh, that's neat.
To play it, or you can go back to the 4K graphics.
I love it.
And
that's so cool.
It's so much fun. Like it's so story driven. That's my go-to game, like just for fun. Like I probably played that thing like 800 times. But it's just fun as shit.
It's so sick. Yeah, they used to make such funny fucking games.
Oh, they did, and like that
really
that was
funny games.
All around the same time period.
My go-to game that I can't go back to for like, I think I got another year before I can play it again, so I can get this achievement, is Stanley Parable.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
It's fun. It's
I've heard a lot about it. I've never played it.
It's very kind of has like a British humor, British comedy kind of feel to it. The way the joke, I mean, it's very dry, but it's really fun and it's really funny when you let yourself just like it You know, it's one of those things like, man, I don't know if I'm going to like this. Like, I'm going to let myself like this game.
There's
Ooh, I
another
really
one
like this
that.
game.
That's getting a lot of fucking like attention right now. Like I think it's like the cardboard something or some shit like that.
I'm off on that trend. I know with Stanley Parable, there's an achievement. It's called like Go Outside or something like that. And you can't play the game for 4 years or 5 years. I can't remember what it is. You can't start the game. And that's like one of the few achievements I have left to get. And so every time I'm like, oh, I want to play this game. Nope, I got to wait another. I think I got 10 months left before I can touch it again, or 8 months.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You better hope you don't fuck that up.
I'm not going to. Like, I tell my kids, like, I don't even have it installed right now. So my kid can't like accidentally launch the game or something on her side of the library.
Can you imagine if that's how it got fucked up?
Oh, I'd be so pissed. Like, I'd be down a kid is what would happen.
I'd be down.
I would be losing a tax write-off right then. So we talked about your retro games. We talked about Sailor Moon, the cosplay and how that came about, musical acts,
which is amazing. And do yourself a favor, go look at our YouTube clip real quick. Not the first like 20 minutes, because that'll be blank.
Yeah, but it comes back.
It'll come back.
It comes back.
If you look at my background, there's Sush with
there it is
in the Sailor Moon, which it's a really good cosplay.
It was really inexpensive. Those gloves, I had not like tried to like game in that at all yet, and like I couldn't even touch my mouse.
Really?
Couldn't even touch it. It was just sliding out of my hand. I also have like quote unquote supposed to be knee-high socks that weren't not getting over my giant calves. And then they were just like strangling my legs. I had those on. They felt really like I kept wiggling my toes. It felt really nice. I was enjoying that.
Oh,
I did enjoy that a lot.
Well, I am a big Sailor Moon fan, so I approve.
We just had an argument on stream the other day that Sailor Moon could beat Goku, and it was a shit show.
Well, I mean, she did demolish an entire universe.
She is very, very incredibly strong. And everyone was like, dude, she cannot beat Goku. I was like, you have no fucking clue.
Have they watched the series?
No, they probably are like, you're talking about the girl who loves this guy named Tuxedo Mask. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about, dude. You have no idea.
No, watch the
series. She is so crazy strong. She's so crazy strong. It's insane.
So
also, it's not just her. Like, she's got a whole fucking team of people, bro. You're gonna tell me Vegeta's gonna step up to the plate and do some shit too? He won't hit women in general.
Yamcha's gonna come do shit?
No.
Or Krillin? Well, Krillin might. He did sleep with 18, so
18
18 could.
I think 18 could fuck up Sailor Moon, but I don't think she'd win.
No, she wouldn't, because Sailor Moon would pull out. Just go watch the goddamn series if you don't know what we're talking about.
I also watched the new movie recently.
Oh, the one that just came out on Netflix. That's the retelling of the
it's dog shit. It's so bad.
It's the retelling of the final arc, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like little clown, little circus fucking shit. Yeah, it's not good. It's not. I don't know really what was going on there. I think that was something they needed to get out or something. It just was fucking not good.
You heard it from the sushi's mouth.
It's not, bro. You can give it a shot, man. Maybe you guys might like it, but I sure as shit did not enjoy that.
But we do know, if you're watching this video, he does have a no face back there also.
Yep.
From
the movie that got me into everything.
The famous wig is right there as well.
Nice.
Oh, it is. Oh shit.
It is there.
Sushi might like anime.
A little bit.
I approve.
A little bit.
I'm sure you were looking for my approval this entire 2 hours we've been talking, but you have it more now. You're welcome.
Listen, man, anybody who can identify Fully Cooley is automatically up on top of my list of the cool motherfucker. That's for sure.
You heard it, Kyle. You heard it.
Now you're finally cool 42 fucking years later.
That's right.
Hey, sometimes it takes a minute for that shit to pay off.
Yeah.
Still sitting on my nuts, but
Let's
fucking
go,
Sushi
man.
said I'm cool.
Redeem yourself.
I'm gonna replay that clip for my kids.
This is when Daddy was cool.
Not very often. Hold on. There you go.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
All right, Sushi. Your top 5 musical acts and why?
Top 5 musical acts.
If you can't do 5, do just 3.
Let's see. Okay, Paramore, I thought was fucking incredible. I know it wasn't Sum 41, but who the fuck else was that? Oh man, I'm never gonna remember that. Wait, hold on, I'll figure it out.
In that time frame of
Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory. Yep. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
so
think I'm seeing
Paramore-
them in September.
They're so good. They're really, really fun. They're really funny. Paramore, Newfound Glory, Yellow Card, amazing live. And then I would have to say, oh man, who just blew my fucking balls back, bro? I'm trying to think of all these like hardcore bands and shit that we toured with. They were so good. I'd say 100th, man. I saw so many of their shows. I loved every fucking one of them. And then Weezer, number one.
Nice.
We went and saw Weezer when they came, and this was literally before everything went into lockdown. Like,
Mhm.
I think it was the month before. That was to date one of the best shows I have ever seen. Because this was when they did the oh shit, what was the album with when they did Africa?
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
was when it first came out, and then
yeah, same.
you know, they were doing
Probably
like,
the same tour.
yeah, I guarantee it was when
Yep.
Rivers was riding around in the boat around the
Yep.
stadium. Yep. So it was just a great show. And then oh shit, who opened up for him? It was
The Pixies opened up
Pixies,
on my
yes.
end. Yeah,
The
it was the same
Pixies.
tour. Let's go, dude.
it was the same. Like I love the Pixies, but it was fucking fun.
So you
I
bringing that
so like
up.
I got this is
Oh, nice.
my third tattoo ever.
Nice.
I get this. People say it's the WWF all the time, or the Whataburger
Wonder Woman.
logo that makes me want, or Wonder Woman. I get that one too. But the show I went to, I had like lawn seats,
Mhm.
and this dude came up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder. They had like probably 4 songs of their set list left, and he tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, "Hey man, I think you'd probably enjoy these a lot more than I would." And I was wearing a short sleeve shirt, and he saw my tattoo, and he handed me 2 tickets for like the 3rd row.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So I got to go up in the 3rd row, and I got to watch him do like I think they did Pork and Beans. I think they did
Great song.
Beverly Hills, and then they did Toto, and then they came back and they did like an encore or something else.
That's
was-
awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking killer. It was so cool.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
You were talking about Pixies earlier in September. I'm going to be in the same day. It's a 3-day festival, but the last day, I'm going to be able to see Newfound Glory, Simple Plan, Pixies, Devo, and the headliner that night is 9 Inch Nails. So
Nice. That's
Nice.
crazy.
That's a
Dude,
good-
Devo was fun. I saw them at a festival.
Devo's going to be
too.
fun.
They were a lot of fun.
And Mr.
Resner's
Bungle
going to be
is-
amazing.
So that's going to be a cool. I'll send you the bands that are playing. It's Riot Fest. in
That's so
Chicago.
badass.
It's
Holy
cool.
shit.
If it doesn't get canceled,
Yeah, that's
I'm
what Kyle and I've been discussing.
yeah,
I miss playing festivals, man. Festivals were always fun as
I
fuck.
love festival. I mean,
We
I
have-
love
That
festivals.
shit was
I'm
wild.
fucking, you know,
Now we have one down here that Kyle used to go to religiously.
oh, the we mean the shirt I'm wearing. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Rocklahoma.
yeah. It's first year in 10 or 12 years I haven't been, and I'm gonna miss. I've never seen Slipknot, and I'm gonna miss Slipknot.
Oh yeah,
year.
this year's lineup looks just gnarly.
Oh, dude, all these bands, like that's the thing, man. All these bands have been fucking locked up and not been able to do shit, and now they're able to. They're playing everything,
Mhm.
everything they can fucking play. They're like, get me the fuck out of here. I want to play.
Oh,
Doing what they love.
Yep, they're gonna be all. They're like your favorite band is gonna be everywhere, all the fucking time.
Well,
I
like
guarantee it.
they played Green Day played a little venue here, just out of the blue.
yep. I forgot about that. Like
That's cool.
they put the tickets on sale like 2
Cane's
days
Ballroom.
before and
Yeah,
sold out
famous
in like
Cane's.
8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's nuts.
Was it Cane's?
Yeah, it was Cane's.
Yeah.
Famous
Cane's
Cane's,
Ballroom.
Ballroom.
That's why we have a
So,
restaurant called Cane's here,
Yeah.
Not the chicken
So-
place.
not the chicken place.
We kind of answered that last question already.
Yeah.
So Sushi, would you like to play a little game with us?
Fuck yeah, I want to play a game. Let's go.
All
I'm
right.
so glad you want to play this with us.
So we haven't done this in a while, and we let our Discord channel, they vote on the winner.
Mhm.
So if you guys aren't in our Discord, come join the EGTN Discord so you can vote on this. to basically see who's going to bullshit the best on this one.
Link will
We're
be in
going
the
to play a
bio.
little game. Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
I was just saying the link will be in the bio for the Discord. So
So
Or in
we're going
the
to play a
show
little
description.
game. Now is the time on the show we call Nerddrome. If you're a Mad Max fan, you get the reference. 2 nerds enter, 1 nerd leaves.
then a little bit later, the other nerd leaves, but he's sad because he lost. Also, the other nerd will leave since we got 3 of us tonight instead of doing it with 2. So, like, 2 nerds are going to have to leave with only 1 winner determined by the studio audience listening in a couple weeks from now. So, what we're going to do is we take a random list of characters. What we're doing is we take that classic nerd argument you have of like who's going to kick whose ass, right? Who, Batman, Superman, and Wolverine and Iron Man, whatever. But we turn it on its head a little bit. We put our own little spin on that because the ass kicking has been done. It's been done a lot
To death.
to
Wah,
death.
wah.
So we don't get to pick who we're going to represent or who we're going to defend here. We have randomizer. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you should see on the screen. It's got about 40 random characters from nerd culture, pop culture. We're each going to get a character. Then we're going to randomly select a location and randomly select a activity. And we have to defend our character's ability to excel at said activity. So you guys just kind of hang around.
We
You'll see how it
bullshit
works.
the hell out of it.
Yep. So who do we want to pick first? I say we let the
Guest.
we haven't done this in a while. Yeah, let's get guest go first. Just give her a spin.
All right. You ready, Sushi?
Yeah, let's do it.
We do
don't
the
have any
spin?
sound effects. It's Leela.
Fuck yes, dude.
Fuck.
Leela from
Oh my
Futurama.
God.
All right.
So Sushi gets Leela from Futurama. Kasich, you're up.
All right. Give her a spin.
Kasich, Kyle, whatever the fuck his name is.
Clink, 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 clink. Give me somebody I know. Barbados
God bless
Slim.
it.
We got
Barbados
2 Futuramas.
Slim. We have 2 from Futurama. Okay, Kyle is very, very good at Futurama, by the way.
I'm just good at bullshitting.
Hey, buddy, I spent a long time doing that one too.
Oh, I love Futurama.
Can we go for 3? Can we get 3?
I'm gonna get like fucking Bobby Hill.
Oh, so we got 3.
Let's go!
It's a miracle.
That's
got-
so crazy.
I got ducked, and this is totally random too.
How many?
That's awesome.
Oh, so we got Zoidberg, Barbados Slim, and Leela.
Finally,
Zoidberg
Zoidberg
before.
is the popular one.
I'm glad you got Zoidberg because you
Oh,
love you some Zoidberg.
I do love me some Zoidberg. Wait, hold on.
Fantastic.
All right, now we're gonna pick the location.
If we get Planet Express ship, I'm just gonna throw in the towel for the night.
It won't. There's no way.
There's no way it'll happen. Open field.
In
Oh,
open
Okay.
field. Do we want to do open field or hide that?
You know what? Spinner again.
Spinner
Run it
again.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, run it back through. This
I'm
is
not
our game.
seeing a good fight in an open field between
Well, it may
these
not be a
three.
fight. It may not. Give us something good. An
Okay,
open
we're
field.
hiding. Hold on, we're
Son of a
hiding this
bitch.
I think
shit.
our wheels broke. Get open field twice. Planet Express ship is on. There's like 2 Futurama things on there. Quickie Mart.
Quickie
We can work with
Mart.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Which, to be
It's got a
fair,
Graining
same
special-
universe.
Yeah, it is.
This counts. Yes, this works.
This
They
works.
did do a crossover. All right, the
They also
activity.
crossed over with Adventure Time, but
And they also crossed over with Family Guy too,
oh yeah.
That was interesting.
and
all
Rick and
one big
Morty.
guy. So what do we got
Did
here?
you do
This-
Rick and Morty one?
It was the couch gag.
Oh, okay.
All right, the activity.
Let's see what we're going to be defending here. Give us something good. Give us something good, Wheel.
Streaming.
Oh, damn it.
Did you
read
Is it
No,
bad that
no.
I'm already figuring it out for the other guy, not for myself so much?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what Zoidberg's employee is going to be.
I don't.
Dude, I feel like I can make a way better case for him than I could for Leland streaming a game.
No, I got.
It's okay. But we're streaming a game, right? I can't fucking tweak this shit.
Can we do it just streaming in general?
Cause can we?
Yeah, let's tweak it. What do you
Oh,
want to do?
dude, I'm
Just
about
streaming?
to wax your shit.
Are you gonna? You can't hot tub Leela.
You can suck my dick. Yes, I can.
I was gonna hot tub Barbados.
You're fucking wrong.
All right, so Sushi got Leela from Futurama, our one-eyed resident mutant. Kyle got Barbados Slim, the sometimes love interest of Hermes' wife.
What's her name? Crap, I can't think.
Remember
I can't think of her name now.
I keep wanting to say LaFonda, but that's Napoleon Dynamite.
What is her name? God dang it! I gotta look it up now because I'm not gonna. Hermes Conrad's wife.
You know we're gonna all
La
kick
Barbara.
ourselves. La Barbara, that's right.
Yep. You were close.
And Chris got Dr. Zoidberg, and they will be in. What did we say?
Quickie Mart.
The Quickie Mart doing
Doing a stream.
a stream,
Doing a live
any
stream.
stream.
All right, kick it off, Chris.
Oh, I get to kick it off. I've tried to look up this. I'm trying to remember what it's called when Dr. Zoidberg's in heat.
Isn't that when he's molting?
When he's molting?
No, remember when he on the episode where he went to the planet and got hyper aggressive because he was trying to share his jelly?
Yeah, he was trying to mate and nobody would mate with him.
Yeah, and it was called something.
Oh fuck.
Well, he had his mating call that he did.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't Google Zoidberg mating. Hold on.
Yeah, probably not. You're gonna get a couple Rule 34s in there.
There's some really weird pop-ups happening now. Hold on.
Listen, I think in the sense of this though, I don't know if that's gonna be against TOS or not.
Is it?
It might be.
Are you gonna go with that? Yeah, these mating ritual.
It might be.
He did the awkward dance. But it doesn't say what the...
No, it didn't. It was called something.
It was called something, yeah. You guys, if you know in the Discords, let us know. Chof.
Okay, so if I'm going to kick it off, of course, I'm the last one. Least time to think about it, asshole. So, finally, Zoidberg is the popular streamer. Zoidberg first thing he'll do is he's going to be going through the Quickie Mart's garbage can. Because, he needs something to eat. Because he's starting to get in heat. He's starting to go in season where he has to share his jelly. And he knows that the most current way to do this is through streaming. Zoidberg can't fucking afford a camera, even like a little dinky $10 one from Alibaba. No, or whatever for moms, I guess it would be. So what Zoidberg would have to do is use the Quickie Mart's closed camera circuit TV. He knows it's free. He convinced Bender to help him. Bender and Fry, Fry's a good guy. He would help him out. So what Zoidberg scuttles in, he starts coming in and his little fin appears. He's going to take off that shirt and just start shaking it for the camera in hopes in attracting a female. Now, what he knows sex. Zoidberg oozes sex with that jelly.
Does he?
He does. Shut
Does
the
he?
fuck up. This is my time to
Okay,
shine.
all right.
This is Zoidberg's time to shine.
Ooh.
So Zoidberg's going to be shaking that jelly, trying to attract a female. That's why he knows if he doesn't attract a female, he's going to be alone the rest of his life. And we know from 7 seasons of Futurama, that's lonely. And he doesn't want to be there anymore. So he's going to be standing up there making this noise. That's why I think Zoidberg will win this streaming battle, because he knows it's not a need, or it's not a want, it's a need. And everyone knows, according to MCP Pants, that a want is different than a need.
MCP Pants. Fuck yeah.
I want candy. It's not, I need candy. I want Zoidberg. That will be the name of his stream. Kyle?
Okay, hold on here. We go.
We're giving Sushi the most time to think about this, for he is the guest.
We have Barbados Slim. oily, greased up, just amazing body. Now you think that he would want to do a hot tub stream. You would think that's where Barbados would go with this, but no. He limbos his way into the Quickie Mart and full shirtless because he can do that because he's Barbados Slim. And he finds in the jerky aisle jerky, right? Because it's jerky. It's Caribbean. It works. Follow me. Under the same cameras, he's juggling these, and he is so successful at this, not because there's a camera focusing on the jerky, not because Apu's in the back cheering him on like Apu would. He's actually trying to rush him out. This does not faze Barbados at all. Because Apu's yelling at him, buy the jerky or get out. And he's not, he wants to keep juggling the jerky. He's going to win this because he has a close-up, not just on his face. He's got a multi-camera angle. His face, his pecs, and his 12-pack abs just glistening under the fluorescent lights of the Quickie Mart. They're making him glow, and he just loads up on biddies and tips and subs. He makes partner on his first stream. From everybody tuning in to see this. Doesn't even launch a game. Doesn't have to launch a game. It's just off the glow of his Adonis body. Now,
That's what you're going with?
well, I was going to go with hot tub stream, but I didn't want to steal your thunder because
Oh, you could have stole my thunder. I already
I
figured
could
it
have.
out.
I could have
No,
done
you
it.
absolutely could have. I already figured it
But I'm
out.
a gracious
And in
host.
this corner of sushi.
I'm pulling all three universes together here. So,
Ooh.
Leela, she's coming in from workout streams she just did. She's got her IRL backpack on. She's walking her way down. She makes her way into the Quickie Mart. What does she see? A fucking, Dr. Zoidberg just fucking shaking his naked titties. So she's got to turn the camera away, which then chat's like freaking out about. Like, what the hell was that? She's like, I can't explain that to you, but I definitely can't show that on camera. Then as she's trying to get some, she's trying to grab some snacks after a workout stream, they're talking to chat. She runs into Barbados. Barbados starts hitting on her. Nobody knows who this Barbados guy is. They don't know who he is, but he's hitting on her. Now chat's freaking out. That ends up on live stream fails. She has no idea. That's already blowing up all over social media. Some creepy dude hitting on Lilo as she's trying to do her IRL stream on the way home. Then she's talking to Apu. She's trying to check out. She's trying to get out of there. He's making fun of her because she's got one eye, which turns into a whole thing. She's like, how fucking dare you? She karate kicks him in the face. Then she gets a 3-day ban, which goes crazy all over the internet. Dextrose picks it up that she got banned for defending herself because this guy was making fun of her disfigurement, as they would call it. And then she comes back 3 days later. She's already got stuff all over live stream fails. Everybody knows who she is. She definitely is getting partnered, and then she's getting invited to the Austin show. She's got all these podcasts now.
That's a solid case. Was she streaming from her iPhone? Is that what you said? Did I catch that?
Hilarious.
Yeah, the iPhone.
iPhone.
So, we should have known better than to go up on a streaming with the streamer, with the partner.
I hit that. And having Leela and hitting that at the same, you could have put me anywhere, and I would have won that one.
I could have went with a hot tub. I was trying to be gracious.
You could have. It might have helped you out a little bit.
I should have went with a hot tub.
I was definitely gonna take. If you did it, I was gonna curve the story a little bit.
Yeah,
So, the Lord of Darkness will take us out on this one. Bring me the. Oh, hold on. I didn't hit the goddamn.
You did hit the-
Bring me the last unicorn and vote who wins. And we will show you such pleasures.
I'm glad you
Not
got
really.
that dialed
Well,
in.
the other
Good,
two
you did.
might. We know I won't.
Oh, really?
Weeks
So-
to get that dialed in right.
Who won?
We'll put it up in the Discord. There'll be
Put up the Discord. Do a vote.
a little straw poll put up when this comes out, so you guys vote on that. Vote
This
early,
episode
vote
will
often,
be-
vote for me.
Out on the 23rd.
Fuck yeah.
So, with that, Sushi, thank you so much for being here. We had I had a blast. I don't know about Kyle.
I had
Dude, it
fun.
was so much fun.
I
had
had
a
a
good time.
blast. This is like our normal episodes run. We really appreciate you giving up your time. We know you're busy with streaming and everything else you got in real
Nah,
life.
man, it was a blast, dude. This is so much fun.
Thank you for doing this. you know, it's if you'd ever like to do this again, open invitation to come back to the show.
Absolutely, man. Hit me up. I'm always down.
So, with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
I'm Kyle, and again, thank you, Sushi, for hopping in with us, and we really appreciate it. And you guys out there listening, wherever you are, you know, have a good evening, good night, good morning, wherever it is, and be good to each other.
See ya.
See ya.
Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word.